grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. An extra crispy filet loaded with hickory smoked bacon, cheese, crispy onions, and sweet honey barbecue sauce. It tastes just like summer, but like the good part of summer, not leaving the tent door open and waking up to a swarm of mosquitoes, 2 chipmunks, and one very, very large woodchuck. Anyway, try KFC's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. It's a barbecue in every bite. That's finger-licking good. For a limited time at participating locations while supplies last, prices may vary.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
This is fire.
actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hey, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Why you make that face, Keon? What happened? You made a face, like your eyes got real big, like there was a snake on the equipment. Or a spider slowly crawling towards you with threatening, gnashy, pointy teeth. No, it's all good. All right. Okay. You did make a face. There was a face.
I was trying to push a button, and the button didn't exactly.
The old button doesn't work. A face. I know it well.
The is not obeying. What the hell am I going to do? Face.
Yeah.
But then it worked. Face.
Yeah.
And then there was relief. Face. So
Yeah.
now he has this face.
It's a great look of consternation when a button doesn't work here on the radio station.
We are right back to original Keon face. All is well for as far as we know.
Resting Keon face.
So I got a weird message on the Twitters just before the show started.
Oh, I see. You got my message, huh? Nice.
No. This is from Donnie.
Oh,
these weren't nude pictures. This is something from Donnie.
Okay.
And so Donnie just sent me a I don't know why, a direct message on the Twitter saying, "What's this Kasai get together?"
Kasai get together.
I don't think there is a Kasai get together. We don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I know that we were supposed to get together with Fish Tank and have a nice dinner with Fish Tank because he won a contest like forever ago saying have dinner with the Fanatic, and we've been meaning to get around to doing that. He's busy, we're busy, you know how it goes, and that's the only thing we have. And then Navy Brad had brought up, hey, we should hold the fantasy football draft at Kasai, and well, that would be amazing. Probably not the best venue for what we're doing, bringing 100 people in and just sitting there drafting and having our laptops open,
and there's fire there.
It's not probably what they would want.
And you got Teppan chefs throwing shrimp at you or whatever.
You speak of Teppan chefs. I mean, they have sharp objects. I mean, they could shut our party down post haste.
And remember how drunk Boogie got at the last one?
Well,
I don't know if we need him popping off at a fancy, nice place like Kasai.
Yeah, you get drunk at a Dave and Buster's, people can forgive you. You get drunk at a Kasai,
you just don't come back. I think it'd be great to do it there. It's an amazing place, just probably not best for this. So if they say you're wrong, Jeffrey, we'll say hell yeah. But I just don't see that happening. They do so much. They're so busy all the time. They're not going to give up 100 seats just for us to sit around for a few hours, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it has to be a place that's used to having these sorts of things. And I'm sure we'll figure this out by the end of the month where we're going.
Jeffrey, there's a couple of Toyota dealerships we could probably go to.
It's very empty all the time, no matter what's happening.
They're used to having.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
The problem is because of how empty they've always been, there's got to be a ginormous echo, Even if that other radio show was doing something at the same time, there would be a ginormous echo. So we have to say no to that. So we'll pass. I'm sure the sales goons for CRC Broadcasting are working hard to figure out where we will do our fantasy football draft. And hopefully soon they'll tell us.
The bullpen is a hum with activity as we speak.
Mm-hmm. They might actually even remember we're doing this occasionally. 888-368-1580. And hey, listen, happy birthday to Navy Brad. Today is his birthday. He is 58 years old. So he wants a 58-ounce glass. And for Mountain Dew. Yeah, I thought he was going to ask for 58 ounces of whiskey. I think that might kill you. But no, he just wants a nice soda right there, Randy. So take care of him on his birthday. He actually did win Tuesday, the $50 gift certificate to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. So he came by and picked it up, and he left off a little something for us, he says. And I hear
no kidding.
There's bourbon and M&Ms involved somehow.
Ooh.
So we'll sort that out next time I am actually in that office. But thank you, Navy Brad. You're not supposed to give us presents on your birthday, but congratulations on the $50 gift certificate. By the way, yesterday, the winner was Beer Bob. Beer Bob won, and yesterday's reindeer name was Comet. Just so you know.
There you go, Beer Bob. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
Who knows what it'll be today? Blissful Hayes is complaining already. He says, 1580 AM is static right now. Is it static? Yeah, I know they're working on some sort of connection thing. They'll get that fixed.
Like that?
They'll get that fixed soon, I'm sure. I'm not worried about it, but the fact not that many people are complaining tells you lots of people listening to 99.3 FM, lots of people listening to 95.9 FM, lots of people listening to the app or our stream. So, we'll get by, but don't worry, 1580 will be back very, very soon. Heavy Metal Maniac says Diamondbacks next year's schedule just came out today. Yeah, we start the season with the Rockies, and then the Yankees come to town right after that in early April. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We might as well talk about that right now. Let's talk about why did they moved opening day back to March 30th Well, let me just take you down the driveway here. The first game of the season, they're going to do in Korea. They're going to, I think it's the South Korea, and it'll be Dodgers and Padres. Why? Because if North Korea missiles South Korea, nobody's going to miss the Dodgers or Padres. That is my guess.
I see.
And so that happens on March 20th and 21st. But then the traditional opening day will be March 28th. How far back is that from what they usually do? It's almost a month earlier. Or when is usual? What was our opening day this year?
Well, generally the first week of the season is late March, like the 28th.
I thought it was like April something.
Well, through the first few days of April. That 7-day period between the end of March and the first, the beginning of April is usually opening week for Major League Baseball. Has been for a long time. So March 28th, an early kickoff. That's like the first day of the season kickoff action for the Snakes. But hey, I will take it. We'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and then they've got all sorts of different things happening throughout the course of the next season. I don't know why we're just not. We're halfway through, and they're telling us about next year already. I don't get that. Well, but I guess Mexico City's got a game or a couple of games between the Rockies and the Astros late April, and then the Mets and Phillies will play in London next June. And then there's a special game at Rickwood Field with a Negro Leagues tribute between the Giants and Cardinals. And then in July, no, I don't give a damn about July. What does you care about the fact they're going to do something at Globe Life Field in Arlington? I don't know why. I'm just trying to. Is
that the All-Star game?
Yeah, it's getting less interesting as we go. Anyway, but the home run derby will be July 15th next year.
Okay. So that's the day before. So July 16th will be the All-Star game, and that's Globe Life Field in Arlington. That's the new Texas Ranger Stadium.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to see what the schedule is, go take a look at it. But here's the thing. I think it's too soon for this sort of thing. They make a giant deal out of the fact that they release a schedule for the NFL. Major League Baseball's like, yeah, we got our homework done early. Here it is. They turned it in way early.
Well, the thing about it is the schedule is a big deal for the NFL because you only have 17 games, something like that, 16 games.
Right. What is it, 17 or 18 games now?
17 games, but 18 weeks because everyone's got a bye week.
Right, yeah. But with Major League Baseball, 162 games. So imagine doing that times, all the teams that they have.
They just did it now. So what's the difference now or doing it later?
Well, they've got to get this. They got to get it done. There's a lot of logistics that go into it, and they also have to have these special dates where they're out of the country. Mexico, you mentioned Mexico, and some of these other games that are going on. These special games. So. Well, I see why they do it. It's not a big deal like the NFL schedule release is.
Understanding when the Rockies and Astros are out of town in Mexico City and when the Mets and Phillies are out of town in London makes it easier to rob their houses.
Well, that is true.
I feel like,
no, that's a good point.
People should not be telling, hey, I'm going on vacation. I'll be gone for 3 weeks. And don't ever put that on social media.
Yeah.
Because they're going to come rob your house. I mean, I might come rob your house. And so I just don't understand why these guys are telling everybody. Now, every single player, every single manager, everybody from the Rockies, the Astros, the Mets, and the Phillies, all of their houses are getting robbed now.
I see. All of them.
Every single last one.
Okay.
Why would you leave one out? You rob all the houses.
That's a good point.
If anything's worth doing, Randy, it's worth doing well.
Well, yeah. Why not take advantage of all the houses, not just a few?
That's what I'm talking about. The American way. Anyway, so the schedule is out. So I guess go to your favorite team's website and, schedule date. Do whatever you want. I don't care. 888-368-1580. Mr. Pringle, comment was yesterday. You type it in now doesn't do you a damn bit of good. Bruno Baller says, oh, wait a minute. Navy Brad, that's almost 5 cans of Mountain Dew. You might not sleep until your next birthday if you drink all that. I bet those 5 cans of Mountain Dew are still safer than that crap Logan Paul was trying to sell with 200 milligrams or something. I could be wrong. You can look it up.
I'll look it up, but I think that might be true.
Yeah, Navy Brad, you might want to take your time with that Mountain Dew. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday Eve. So the Screen Actors Guild and American Federation of Television and Radio Artists are going to strike beginning tonight at midnight. Well, I know the writers are on strike, but he says, does that mean that there'll be no show tomorrow? You guys got to hit that picket line and protest the tyranny of Radio Ron. Tyranny.
We'll be here tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yeah, because we're not union. This is not a union town. I know there's a lot of people I know that work in New York City, and I get people whining all the time about their contracts and about the union, about this and that. And they feel like they don't do anything for them or nothing. But we're not in a union. I'm not in a union. Are you in a union, Randy?
No.
Yeah, we're not in the union. So
the only union I'm a part of is my my union of marriage to Miss Kim. That's the only union that I'm currently present.
Well, that's all you need. That's all you need.
That's the only union I need.
Mm-hmm. Bruno Baller says, wouldn't you think the professional athletes make enough money to install high-tech security surveillance system in their house?
I mean, you would think.
Yeah, you think I'm not going to wear a mask? Of course I'm going to wear a mask.
Probably a hoodie.
Easy. No problem. Kiss the Cook says, Kasai chefs have sharp objects? That's cool. That'd be a great place to have a bar mitzvah. I think you mean a bris, but whatever. 888-368-1580.
So 5 Mountain Dews is in fact more dangerous than the 1 Logan Paul Prime drink, but barely.
Yeah?
Yeah, 5 Mountain Dews will get you 270 milligrams of caffeine, where the Prime drink by itself had 200.
How much Mountain Dew is 5 cans? That's 5. That's 60 ounces. Am I right?
I believe 5 times 12 is 60.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've done that, and I survived. So
I played I had a friend who had an Xbox party when I was in high school. I know that I've done that.
Liters, 2 liters. I think I've done. Anyway, hey, so the pitch clock thing. Well, that's now a thing, and I think that everybody's figured out the pitch clock, and I feel like that it's been a positive for baseball. I feel like that's been all right. But so now we're getting we're halfway through, and we're thinking about the playoffs. And Major League Baseball players have said, "Hey, Rob Manfred." Can we call you Robbie? No. Okay, Mr. Ranford, can you do us a favor here? We would like to see the pitch clock get adjusted for the playoffs, please. They're saying we would like to see it maybe a little longer, just for the playoffs, because that's a different kind of a setting, And it would be nice if we had some extra time during the games. And Rob Manfred's like, I hear you saying you want this. No, I'm not doing it. And I gotta be honest, I think I agree with Manfred. And here's why. I think that if you have this as a rule for the entire season, there's no reason for a different set of rules in the off season. I don't mind if they get rid of the stupid ghost runner thing, because that was a dumbass rule all the time, every time. But if everybody has played with the same pitch clock the entire season, you want everybody to get used to that pitch clock, and it is the law of the land, don't change it. I mean, what do you think, Randy?
I'm 100% on board with you, Jeffrey. I feel like, this was going on, and there's no reason to get rid of the pitch clock in the playoffs. What's the purpose of getting rid of the pitch clock, or at least lengthening
not getting rid of? They wanted to lengthen it because they were worried it might be a violation on the clock, might be something that decides a game.
Oh, no. You're going to go through 162 games. If you haven't figured out how to work this pitch clock by now, you're never going to figure it out. Just get in the box and let's play ball.
Manfred, here's what he said. He said, obviously, we don't want to post season games decided a violation, man.
Right.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Happens.
Yeah.
But we're not changing, guys.
Right. Mr. Manfred. break it, sir. Yeah. Finish your thought, please.
We're not changed.
There it is. And there he goes.
No, he's gone. No,
He's gone.
So I guess that's the end of that. And
I agree. There's no reason to change it. I don't know what the MLBPA is trying to accomplish.
And look,
what is it going to add to the game by lengthening the pitch clock? Sorry, Keon, go ahead.
This is the rules you agreed to. Like you can't go, well, we didn't really want this for the playoffs too. You agreed to the pitch clock and all of the things that come with it. If a game gets decided on a pitch clock, so be it. That's the way that it works. I mean, it might be stupid and people are going to probably get mad about it, but you as the players union agreed to a pitch clock. You can't then decide
that idea before.
Yeah. You were the ones that wanted this, and that includes the fact that someone might actually lose a game on a pitch clock violation, which is going to stink, but it's the reality of having a pitch clock. That's what you wanted.
Big George says, get rid of the pitch clock. It stinks. Well, maybe, but if you do that, has to happen in the offseason.
What do you not like about it, Big George?
He says it's just a gimmick to speed games up. Get rid of the ghost runner, the limit on the mound visits, that throws the first base. It's all gimmicky stuff that Rob Manfred instituted. Worst commissioner in all sports.
Well, I will say the ghost runner is an absolute, terrible rule.
Dumb as bleep.
I will say the limit of visits to the mound and the limit of throwovers to first base has taken a lot of defense against the stolen base, which is what Manfred was trying to do, is make the game more exciting. And the pitch clock, I have no problem with the pitch clock whatsoever. I think it's given a good rhythm. There's been a lot of baseball guys. Bruce Bochy even came out and said that he likes the pitch clock. There was a couple of other managers that have said they like the pitch clock. It's brought back a rhythm to the game. It doesn't just drag to almost a dead stop. It keeps a good flow to the game. I have no problem with the pitch clock whatsoever.
Bruno Baller says, so you realize we are only 3 weeks away from some resemblance of live NFL football with the Hall of Fame game on August 3rd. And we will carry that game here on 1580 The Fanatic. You're damn right we will.
Can't imagine why we'd be excited about that.
Did we get shut down on that last year? Like we had it, and then all of a sudden Radio Ron's like, you out of your damn minds. Did we get shut down?
No, I believe we aired that live here on this very radio station.
Well, it's scheduled for 5 p.m. on August 3rd. So we only get an hour off.
5 our time, right?
Yeah. So
Ronald, he'll go with that.
Well, that's good. We just signed the contract, so we are contractually obligated.
And there it is.
Let's see. The Jet says, I agree with Manfred as well. Baseball has been more entertaining this year, actually, than it has been the last 10 years. Leave it alone. Has it really been? I think that's an illusion, but if you believe it, then I think mission accomplished.
I don't know if that's so much the pitch clock, so much as these rules to how the base running works, where it's just easier to steal bases. Honestly, that has been the change that I've found to be the biggest, where you can't just keep throwing it to first base to stop the base runner from going. You do have to at some point pitch the baseball. And once that's been the thing, and I still don't feel great about that, but it has resulted in guys taking bigger risks and trying to steal second and steal third. And we even talked about, Ellie De La Cruz stealing, second, third, and home. Like that stuff was not happening as much as it could have been. And now it's just a part of the game.
So these rules that have come into action, this season with the limited amounts of throwovers to first base and the larger bases and all this, it really underscores how great base stealers were back in the day. Ricky Henderson, Vince Coleman, Ozzie. All these guys, I mean, just shows you how great these guys were.
I was thinking about that the other day when I was watching Ellie De La Cruz. If you unleashed any of those guys, on today's rules, on the rules of this season, I can't even tell you how many bases they'd have stolen by now.
Oh yeah.
Remember in Major League, Wesley Snipes had all those gloves that were pinned up against the wall there. That you'd see that all over the place. I don't know if that makes the game better. I don't know if it is a good or a bad reaction to a change of a rule, but it is entertaining. Got to give him that. Walter Mellon said, yeah, the game needed to be sped up. The younger crowd's attention span is minimal these days. I like the pitch clock.
I mean, I don't know that it's springing in the younger crowd, though. That's my thing. Is if that's why you did it, I think that's dumb. But if you just wanted to speed up the game because you wanted to, it's doing that. Yeah, I just don't know that, you know, any Gen Zer on their phone is going to suddenly start watching baseball because it's 20 minutes shorter than it used to be.
True story. Listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, more people with more to say about what we're talking about, which I'm so drunk, I'm not sure what it is. And then also be listening for the reindeer name that we just sort of work into conversation for your chance to win a $50 gift card to Kasai. I'll explain everything about that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Some of the world's best golfers are overseas for the Scottish Open, which is a warm-up event for next week's British Open at Royal Liverpool. Scotty Scheffler is the betting favorite to win the Scottish Open at plus 650. Rory McIlroy plus 850. Patrick Cantlay plus 1,400. Xander Schauffele also at 1,400. The NASCAR Cup Series racing at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Crayon 301 at the Magic Mile. Christopher Bell won in the Granite State last year and is the betting favorite to repeat. He's plus 600. Martin Truex Jr. plus 700. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use for ages 4 and up.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Summertime, and the Diamondbacks are heating up, competing for the top spot in the NL West. What moves are the Snakes going to make by the trade deadline? Can this team continue to battle as we head for the All-Star break? Can Corbin Carroll continue his torrid pace to be the Rookie of the Year? Stay up with all the Diamondbacks news, info, updates, and rumors. If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Big Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And yes, it's Christmas in July with Kasai. And here is how you can win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. You listen to this show, The Daily Blender, and every hour we're going to give you the name of one of Santa's reindeer. It's not going to be announced. We're going to work it into conversation like we've done all week. And it's not going to be fancy. You're just going to suddenly hear one of Santa's reindeer's names. When you do, you text that in and you're automatically entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card from Kasai. At the end of the show, we will do a random number generator drawing from all the names that come in. And if you're lucky, you'll win a $50 gift card like Eye Candy did, like Navy Brad did, like Beer Bob did yesterday. And in fact, here are the reindeer names we've given so far. Dancer, Vixen, Comet. Who knows what today's will be? You got to listen and find out. So keep track of all the names we give this week too, and be ready to text those in on Friday for an extra chance to win an additional $50 from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse and 1580 The Fanatic. So we're talking about the baseball rules and about how the MLBPA has said, hey, can we make the pitch clock longer for the playoffs? Because, and no, no, we can't. And the only thing I think Randy, Keon, and I can agree with when it comes to Rob Manfred is that he also says no to this. If once a rule's a rule and everybody's playing by it, there's no reason to change it going in the playoffs. Now, I'm a hypocrite because if they decide to drop the ghost runner, which they said they will for the playoffs, I'm okay with that because that's not a thing that, messes with the outcome of the game. That is a thing that keeps it more pure, really, if it does go into extra innings. They just didn't want regular season games going to extra innings. We all uniformly hate that, but we're glad it's not in the playoffs, right?
Yes, 100%. That's the way the game was designed. That's the way the game is played. And to have some sort of artificial runner, some sort of unproduced runner on second base to start an inning in extra innings, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it just feels wrong to have an unearned runner in scoring position automatically in the postseason when these games really matter. No, the part of the winning in the playoffs is you get the guys on base yourself, and then you get them over and home yourself. And if you put people on base, that just seems odd. I don't like it.
I think if you are a ghost runner, you should be required to the entire time go, ooh,
absolutely.
Ooh,
yes. Yeah. And wear some sort of ghost uniform costume.
Ghost uniform costume is like it's like wear a pirate's outfit from the 1800s or something like that.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, if you're going to ghost run. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to the text line 888-368-1580. Navy Brad says, I have the Mountain Dew in a very tall mug. I'll be fine, everyone. He's going to sip, not chug. Fubar 1000 says, so howdy. Stupid question. Does the pitch clock potentially increase the chances for box? And he says, go ASU.
No, I don't think it increases the chances for box. No. No, because the pitch clock works in favor of the pitcher as well as the batter. It's mostly in favor of the pitcher because the pitcher's on the mound ready to throw the ball. There's no shenanigans up there by the batter, taking his sweet ass time to get in the box, trying to mess with the pitcher's head. It's not going to cause the pitcher to balk.
Heavy Metal Maniac says Diamondbacks been stealing lots and lots of bases this season, which is helping them be tied for first place.
So have the Braves, yeah. So have the Twins, yeah. A lot of base stealing going on this year.
Mr. Pringle says Manfred. That's it. That's all he said. Blissful Hayes says Major League Baseball needs more steroid users. Make the game more interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, knock it off, Blissful Hayes. King Kitten says, I'm old and my attention span is minimal too. I guess does that happen when you get older? Does your attention span get shorter, or do you just forget what you were talking about? I think that's two different things.
Those are two different things. I know my attention span feels like it's shorter. I remember being a kid and just reading entire books all the time. And now I sit down to read and I get like maybe 5 pages in. I get bored and go do something else. Like I can't sit down and read the way I used to when I was a kid. I don't know what happened.
A lot of people, over the course of this show, since we started doing this show as a sports show about 10 years ago, said you move so fast between topics. I can't keep up. 1 minute you're talking this, the next thing you're talking that. Well, we are definitely a good show for people with ADD because everybody on the show has ADD. We change subjects so damn quick. It's true. And I don't know why it's hard, because if I'm listening to this show and it's changing subjects, it ain't bothering me. I have to imagine that anybody who's stayed with the show has to have some level of attention deficit disorder. Just saying. In fact, I kind of lost my train of thought right there because I looked over. It's like, oh, look, my puppy dog. My dog is looking cute. Sorry. 888-368-1580. Cheesehead Bill says, I'm going to tell everybody I'm going on vacation for a month, and then I'm going to wait inside my house with a gun. I think that dude's just looking for an opportunity. That might be illegal, Cheesehead Bill.
Could be, yeah.
You're not allowed to sit in the house and wait for people to come in and start blasting. There has to be, an actual threat.
It's called thief baiting.
Yeah, there's lots of baiting you can do in the privacy of your home.
Yeah.
Thief baiting is not one of them.
And you don't live in Georgia, so
what does that have to do with it? It's legal to thief bait in Georgia?
Thief baiting is just not a law in Georgia, really. If someone's on your property, you can shoot them.
On your property.
Yeah.
Here, you better, if you don't shoot them in the house, you better drag them in the house. I think that's the rule here. The Jet says, Randy, how about a traffic report? We don't do traffic, Jet. What do you?
I don't. More of a weatherman myself.
He says Loop 101 in the West Valley is backed up all the way to Cardinal Stadium heading south. Well, there, you just done a traffic report. I mean, don't ask us what's going on out there. It's just traffic. That's what happens out there. Traffic. Big George says, I'm kind of surprised that Randy is okay. With the pitch clock.
Oh.
And the changes to the game of baseball. Randy White, the same man who went on an epic rant about something as innocuous as netting around the dugout to protect the fans from stray bats and balls. Has Randy White been replaced by an identical looking cyborg?
No. Still me, Big George. I just don't have a problem with the play clock. That's it. I think the pitch clock has been a godsend for this game. Because, come on, face it. You go to the ballpark and all of a sudden it takes like 15 minutes for an inning.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's play ball. Let's go.
So Randy's okay with things that say, get on with it. But he's not okay with things where it's not needed if people just paid attention. If people were watching the game instead of their phone, instead of being distracted by everything but the game, I agree with him on that. But my thing is just a resignation of, okay, we got to do this because people are going to get murdered out there with these foul balls and these bats flying. So protect them from themselves because they stupid. That's the way I see it. Randy's like, no, don't protect them. It's entertaining when people get broken noses.
Hey, man, you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes. That's all I'm saying.
Fubar says, so on the thought of changing the subject, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Maybe
we need a pitch clock.
Is Zeke going to the Colts? Well, we're not ready to talk football yet, but no. I don't see any reason for him. We're fine. Our running back by committee is doing just fine. Why? Is there a rumor that Zeke Elliott might go to the Colts? Or are you just trying to start some bleep here? I don't know. There's a couple of free agents that are still floating around out there, but yeah, I haven't heard nothing about. Never heard nothing about that. Oh, hey, you want to see the fastest way to get rid of Skip Bayless? No, the report just came out that Richard Sherman is a candidate to replace Shannon Sharp. Done. End of show. Oh, God. All right, back to what we were talking about. Let's see. Big George says, of course a cyborg would say that, Randy. It's
Big
still
George.
me. I'm not a cyborg. Not a cyborg.
Big George, come on. It's me, man.
Rectinator says, don't we all get backed up once in a while? Is that like one of those motivational posters?
You mean like that it would have like a cat on it with it straining really hard?
Well,
to
not for
poo?
being backed up.
You mean is that what you mean? Or a dog who's in that position but he's shaking, he can't poo.
I think it
He's
should
all
be like
backed up.
Picture of a fat guy in a park bench with his hand in his stomach going like that.
Yeah.
I think
That'd be another good one. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, does golf have any kind of a clock where a golfer has a certain amount of time to make a swing or
It
take a
actually
putt?
does. It actually does. It actually does.
It does?
Yeah. They have a pace of play clock.
I had
And
no idea.
if you don't think so, just follow follow some of these guys on TV. I know most of you guys can't watch golf on TV because it's golf, but there is an actual pace of play clock. You have to maintain a specific pace or they will start to penalize you.
Bryson DeChambeau gets in trouble for this all the time.
Oh, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay. Some of the slower players are always they're put on the clock. And if you take longer than, the 5 minutes on the clock, then they penalize you one stroke, and they will continue to penalize you until you pick up your pace of play.
Fubar 1000 confirms that the rumor about Zeke Elliott going to the Colts was indeed started by him.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it.
Why do that, man? The Jet says golf, yes, does have a clock, but it's not a sport, so it doesn't count. Actually, no, we did determine golf is a sport. That one took a while to really hash out, to be honest. Randy was here for that conversation, and I for years sort of leaned towards that not being a legitimate sport, but somebody made a very good case for golf to be a sport. And hold on here, I'm checking my thing, and where is it? Hey, Randy, is golf a sport?
Probably. I didn't think we ruled it a sport. I thought it was
it's an athletic competition.
Yeah,
is
it's
it
an athletic
really?
competition. Yeah.
Yes.
Why? It has a way to win it.
You can drive around in a cart to go to the next hole.
Well,
you can't.
PGA doesn't do that.
We're
PGA
talking
doesn't.
about the pros.
In general,
you can't in the pros, not in general at all. Like you just can't.
I don't know. I can't remember why we said it, but it's an athletic competition, not a sport.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Do we need to revisit that one?
Yeah, it's the first one I think
I'll be
disagree
honest,
with.
because I remembered it that we did determine it was a sport, Randy, and now I see this. It's been 3-4 years, 5 years.
We might have to rethink our list. And now that Keon's here,
well, not the whole list. No,
open up the debate again.
If I determined that cricket was a sport and golf wasn't, yeah, we need to look at that again.
I mean,
cricket is a sport.
Yeah.
No, definitely. It takes
there.
too long, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a sport.
Yeah. So in the athletic competition, not a sport. Let me list off some of them: ice dancing, figure skating, ribbon dancing, cheerleading. And again, athletic competition, not a sport. Gymnastics, mountain climbing, golf, paintball, ping pong, speed walking, parkour with an exclamation point,
of course,
sailing, kickball, frisbee golf. You see where I'm going here? So yeah, golf. What was our reasoning? I got to go back and take a look at that. I've learned more about golf, I think, since we've made this list. And the idea, I think, is they're athletic. They are athletic. It takes an athletic ability to do what they do well. It's just not.
And an athletic ability beyond what the average person can do. Like Tiger Woods going out there and
so does
crushing
mountain climbing. We didn't say that's a sport.
Right. But that's because, I mean, unless there are mountain climb races that I'm not.
There's a score in golf. That helps.
Yeah. There's no score in mountain climbing. That's what I assume disqualifies that.
So Keon, I think where we were when we were talking about this, it wasn't just the professionals. It was just the activity itself.
Getting liquored up and going out on the course on a Saturday, right, Randy?
Yeah.
Driving
that cart and out there with your pals and getting your beers out there from the cart lady, things like that. I don't think we contended a difference between the PGA, LPGA, senior tour, and all that to the amateur golfer.
Which, is probably not the right way to determine if something is and is not a sport, because if you ever played beer league hockey,
like
that's not a sport either.
No one's
a beer league version,
and no one's figure skating just for fun.
Beer league hockey.
So you're comparing.
No, I can. I've done it, and so is Ralph. I mean, that's just a bad excuse. So I don't know. We're gonna have to maybe think about golf again, huh, Randy?
Well, we might. I mean, we might have to have the stipulation of professional golf versus amateur golf. Because I think one of the arguments was it wasn't a team activity either.
Right.
But that's their individual
but now if you look at the Live Tour, that's what it is. It is a team activity.
So here's what we have that are legit sports. I'll run down that. And then I know we got to go to break, but I just want to run this down so we're all on the same page. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, rugby, volleyball, NASCAR and Indy racing, F1 racing. Those I had to be talked into. I remember that. I didn't feel like that was a sport, but I was talked into it being a sport. Soccer, swimming. Now, when I say swimming, I mean competitively racing, not just swimming around. Cycling, running, cricket, softball, and bowling. They both have asterisks because I just never. Well, okay, softball is an asterisk. I don't know why, but bowling, we know why.
Well,
the only
again,
reason it's determined to be a sport is because Radio Ron was a bowler and we like our jobs.
By the previous metric you were using, softball would have the asterisk if you count beer league softball.
No, we're not gonna do that. Rowing, because it's a race. Motocross, downhill skiing, ski jumping, snowboarding, water polo, weightlifting, arm wrestling, because there's a determined winner. Thumb wrestling, because there's a determined winner. Real wrestling, not the garbage you see on TV. Chess boxing was determined to be a sport. Regular boxing, UFC, MMA might need to be moved over now because they're part of fake wrestling. Pole vaulting and barrel jumping. Wait, barrel jumping? How did that get in there? Barrel jumping done by a horse? That's not a sport.
Wait,
it's handwritten on here too, and I don't know who wrote it.
So it's not my
I think someone snuck in there and decided to just add something absurd. Yeah.
I don't know who would have written on your official list, Jeffrey.
It looks like my handwriting, but I don't know why I would do that.
I learned many years ago, don't touch your stuff.
Never touch my stuff. And over here, athletic competition, not a sport, tug of war, archery, lumberjack games, wife carrying, diving, bobsled, luge, skeleton. Those are all just gravity. I don't even take that seriously.
Did we put on there that downhill cheese roll race?
No, but that would count as a gravity game. So yeah, it's just
they do that over in the UK. That where they roll that big wheel of cheese down there, and everybody break their bones and their necks and everything.
Well, that's fun, but it's not a sport. So.
Yeah.
All right, we are very, very late for the break, so let's do that and we'll come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code HEAT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. Get a $20 bonus gift card for every $100 gift card you buy.
When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and their signature cocktails. Now through July, for every $100 gift card you buy, get an extra $20 bonus card. Bonus cards cannot be used on the day to purchase. Go to KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic. A little confused. I was a little bit confused why the Coyotes would go ahead and let Alex Galchenyuk's contract go. They terminated his contract and put him on unconditional waivers. I thought, well, that's weird. Then they just signed him to a 1-year, $775,000 deal there. And they did it on July 1st. And now all of a sudden, this guy, they just sent him away. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. What the hell's wrong with these people? And I realized, oh, here's what it is. Scottsdale Police Department has confirmed that Alex Galchenyuk was arrested July 9th on a number of charges, including private property, hit and run, disorderly conduct, and failure to obey, resisting arrest, threatening, intimidating, yada, yada, yada. So Alex Galchenyuk, I guess somewhere, somehow, lost his damn mind.
Somewhere.
So,
nice 12 days of being a Coyote, I guess.
Yeah.
And there goes his money. Bye-bye. Okay. I guess he used to be a pretty big deal. Now he's not so much, and now he's even less so. So anyway, all right. So back to what we were talking about here. We were just talking about if golf is a sport. I think we're going to have to come back later and rediscuss that.
We might have to spend a segment or two reassessing our sport, not a sport list.
Well, again, our list is sports, athletic competition, not a sport, or just not a sport, not even close. And those are the 3 lists that we have. And I'm looking at these again during the commercial break, and I was like, yeah, golf is about the only one that I'm iffy on. Everything else, I think, still seems solid in its column. Where and I don't know why barrel jumping. I that might have been a joke. I don't know who wrote that. It looks like my handwriting, but why would I write that?
Well, is it barrel jumping with your bicycle?
They have that as a sport with a bicycle?
Well, I don't know if they have it or not, but that was a hell of a lot of fun back when we were kids.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at
and
pictures
instead of
barrel
barrels, you
jumping.
put your friends out there, and you
jump
rig up
your
some,
friends.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, you get some a couple of 2x6s and your mom's
right.
Mop bucket. And you set up yourself a ramp there.
Yeah,
and you go zipping over your friends to see.
Even
if you
then, it's not a sport.
So barrel jumping, as far as the Wikipedia goes, is basically it's like speed skating. So you skate up to the barrels and build up as much speed as you can, and then try to jump over as many barrels in a row as you can. And you jump over like 4 barrels, then they add a 5th barrel, and you come back and then you try again.
Ice skating.
But you're jumping over the barrels.
It's on skates, yes.
It's on skates, but you're
roller skates or ice skates?
Ice skates. But you're jumping over the barrels. And so you jump 5, then they go ahead and then they add
a matter of
they add a 6th barrel.
I mean, this takes a lot of skill, a lot of courage.
Athletic competition, not a sport.
I mean, there's a definite way to win it.
Wow.
If somebody
well, there is a determined winner, and it is a competition in the Olympics.
Yeah, athletic competition, not a sport.
I jump 6 barrels and you jump 5. I beat you.
Yeah. But it's
Well, if I eat half dozen wings and you only
Yeah,
eat
it's
4,
not-
then I win.
right, that's not a sport either.
but that's
really,
not. But it's you're skating though.
it sounds like
Okay.
Keon wants
I
to
just-
argue about
Well, I mean, I
barrel
could-
jumping.
No,
I
I'm
could
just.
eat
I'm just.
wings
It
while
just
I'm on
seems
my skates.
inconsistent.
I mean,
because eating wings is not a sport. Because eating is just eating. It's
I
not.
beg your pardon, sir.
It's not a sport. No competitive eating is a
Yeah.
sport.
I
We
beg
have
your
competitive
pardon.
eating.
It's
Competitive
eating.
eating is firmly in the not a sport column.
But if
It's
you
typed and everything.
but it's like if you do the long jump at the Olympics,
Uh,
that's what barrel jumping is. It's just
No.
with barrels,
no, it's different.
but you're doing it with skates.
You're
No,
not
it is-
running
it
and
is-
jumping.
it is
You're
literally-
skating on ice skates.
Correct. But okay, yes, but it's the same idea. It is
Look,
literally
if you're
the same
running
idea.
with those track shoes on and you're building up, now we're talking something here. But if you're like any lug I could get on with my bad ankles and everything on ice skates.
I doubt
and I could
this.
jump over a handful of barrels.
You cannot. No, these are full sized actual barrels.
No, I cannot.
You cannot do that.
What's in the barrels?
It doesn't matter what's in the
It
barrels.
does matter to me. You said they're actual barrels, like that mattered.
They're just because they're barrels. I don't know. They're just like it could
Yeah,
be
like
any
crude-
obstacle. What difference?
Crude
does it make?
oil, maybe.
That'd be
There's-
amazing. Somebody wipes out a barrel of crude oil, and there's oil all over the place, and they're like, "Well, we got to go home now. Everybody's going to go home."
Now we're talking.
Don't
something.
know that I can't find out what's in the barrels.
You know,
'cause
one of those blades on that skate could pierce a barrel. You see what I'm
Ooh.
saying?
And what if it's like petroleum?
Oh, there we go.
Now you got something.
Yeah.
If there's a chance of an explosion
What
on
if it's
barrel jumping,
nitro?
I feel
What if
like
it's
that's
nitroglycerin?
not okay.
I'll take out the audience too.
Ah,
man.
see what I'm saying? I mean that center that you're jumping these nitro barrels with, that becomes a crater right there.
I don't see how the addition of death suddenly makes it a sport.
I mean,
or
death.
a
We're talking
potential-
danger.
Well, it makes it cool.
Okay, if it's nitroglycerin, it is ending in death. That is the danger. The danger is death.
If you hit it, Keon.
Yes.
If. It's a big if, isn't it?
But the thing is, you keep adding barrels. Like there is a point where you're not going to clear all the barrels.
Keon put
Right.
the FU in if. I don't even know how he did it. It's not spelled that way.
You got to clear the barrels.
We're going to have to, I think, now discuss barrel jumping for Keon and golf for everybody else. I think those two things need readdressing. I think that this list is still 99% good. You know, I think
I agree with the vast majority of the contents of that list.
well, whatever the list is right and you're wrong. I just want you to know that ahead of time. Once it's decided, the list is right and you were wrong.
I don't know how you have ribbon dancing as
I'm
an
just-
athletic competition.
It is athletic. You got to be, them girls prancing around out there with the ribbon. They're
Come on, man.
in shape. They're gymnasts, so they're athletic. It's just not a sport. Not even close. It's silliness. What it really is. Oh, you know what? No, on my sheet. You have a sheet? Do you have one of these?
No,
You
I
see
don't have a
that?
sheet.
Ribbon dancing had an arrow. I was like, "Ooh, what's that doing there?"
You moved it over to
Not a sport.
Yeah,
There we
that was moved, and then near and down here you see where I don't know why barrel jumping, and I just put an arrow there too. So this list is right. You are wrong.
How is pole vaulting a sport?
Look up the videos
How's that a sport?
of barrel jumping and see.
pole vaulting?
Yeah, how's that a sport?
The pole
Sounds
vaulting
a lot like barrel jumping.
it is the exact same concept. You keep raising
Unless
the
you're
bar
trying-
until somebody can't
You're
make
like,
it.
You're like running
You know
down
what?
there.
And not everybody can do it.
And now look at that. The list is right. You're wrong.
Okay, I'm all right.
Don't argue with the list.
I mean, I'm just going to silently disagree with the list. I don't have to argue with it.
Unless you're running with that long giant pole, and on the end of that is
I
some
did
sort
it.
of a spear.
Every time I run, I'm running with a long giant pole, man.
It's just
I'm
like
telling
you-
it's
you-
a damn nuisance.
It's one
Is
thing
that
to say
why
like
you run bow-legged?
yeah, it's hard to keep things taped to where they need to be taped.
like darts is a game anybody can play. We cannot all pole vault.
Darts is not a sport.
Correct.
No.
I'm using that as an example of
Darts,
something that I
is
100
it's not a sport.
we all 100% agree darts is not a sport. It's
People
just
in Minnesota
brought-
hate when I see curling on that list. They hate that. That's not
Somebody
It's-
brought
no, it's
ba-
not. It's
uh,
very
a
fun,
kite
though. I like
flying
watching.
to the table, and I want to know who brought kite flying to the table.
well, somebody brought it up and we put it on the list just to make sure we, you notice anything to do with horses. That's like, yeah, it's a sport for the horses, but since they don't choose to do that, it's not a sport.
And it's unclear whether or not the horses are actually aware that they competed.
Right.
If you reward them for running real fast, I don't think that they know. I beat another horse I beat all 6 of those other horses, and that's why I'm great.
Well, where is horse racing on there? Because that's no longer a sport or a competition. That now is execution for the horse.
That's not a sport. that's being a dick, which is another column, I think. Just being a dick.
Execution.
You know, I know that it raises eyebrows when you see bowling in the sports list. I had to give that because another thing that Radio Run is really good at, beer pong, couldn't even put on there. You had to stay on the not a sport list.
So that's just a concession on the list.
How do we know that Radio Ron's good at beer pong? Have we challenged him?
No, he's told me. And I believe it. I do believe it.
I still think we need to have him at one of our remotes.
Beer ponging?
Yeah, we have competition.
Put him up against the listeners, and if the listeners can beat him, they win prizes?
Yeah. We need to
I think Radio Ron would be 1,000,000% into that. I'm not kidding. I'm going to send him a message and ask him. I got a lot of texts sitting here on the text line that need being read. We'll do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. An extra crispy filet loaded with hickory smoked bacon, cheese, crispy onions, and sweet honey barbecue sauce. It tastes just like summer, but like the good part of summer, not leaving the tent door open and waking up to a swarm of mosquitoes, 2 chipmunks, and 1 very, very large woodchuck. Anyway, try KFC's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. It's a barbecue in every bite. That's finger-licking good. For a limited time at participating locations while supplies last, prices may vary.
Greg Clark Automotive trains certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 and online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.4 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. I feel like a lobster in a boiling pot. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. The world's a Weber grill and I'm a Johnsonville brat. Yes, it's summer and I expect to perspire, but I'm like a marshmallow melting over a friggin' campfire. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. Every Instagram has a friggin' dashboard temperature shot. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. It's no longer global warming. This is friggin' global hot. It's like there's a demented kid with a magnifying glass, and I'm the ant running around while he's scorching my ass. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. Hotter than this Craigslist car stereo I bought. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. I must sell one of my kids to pay the AC bill I got. Like an ATL strip club booty clapping lap dance. So this is what it feels like to have habaneros in your pants. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot. It's friggin' hot.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. How many damn days in a row has it been over 110 now? 13?
13, I believe.
Yeah. And the record is 18. And looking at the extended calendar here, I don't have a professional weather setup like Randy has. I think we're going to demolish that. It'll be over 20.
Yeah.
It's
calling
hot.
for 116 tomorrow, 118 Saturday and Sunday, 115 on Monday. It's
friggin'
not going
hot.
to be. Yeah, it's friggin' hot. Yeah.
So how many days do you think this is going to go, man? 20? I mean, if we're at 13 now, and I'm looking ahead at 7 days in a row of 110 plus, that goes to 20. Could be more.
I bet it's going to be. I bet it's going to be 30 or more. Easy. 30 or
damn
more.
hot. I'm against this.
I mean, because I have the tools here because I'm a professional weather meteorologist. I've got almost through the end of the month here, and I've got hundreds all the way through. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you're against it.
I'm against it.
I'm against it. Yes, Keon is for it. No, too late. You're for it. Keon voted positively for extended high temperatures.
I did not. I did nothing of the sort. Actually,
too slow. Too slow.
Yeah, I was doing my job, but that's
Too
okay.
slow.
That's fine.
No, too slow.
That's fine.
We got to get caught up on the text line. There's a crap ton of text here about what we were talking about. What is the sport? What's not a sport? All the stuff that we were talking about, Major League Baseball. So it's going to be a mixed bag of text here. So let's get caught up. Blissful Play Hayes says, when you say slow players, we don't mean slow like that, Blissful Hayes. Knock it off. Let's see. Pink Eye says, I have some topic changing ideas. Well, we don't need topic changing ideas. He says Britney Spears getting slapped. We talked about that yesterday. We're done there. LeBron and family at the ESPYs. Well, we'll talk about that weird goggle looking fella later. Fantasy football, 1580 fantasy draft location. We don't know that yet either, Pink Eye. So
still a secret. Yeah.
You have failed miserably.
Yeah.
To change the subject.
Sorry. Don't feel too bad though.
Mr. Pringle says pickleball's a sport. I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you if you keep this up. Beer Bob says Brooks Koepka is going to be mad that you guys don't consider it a sport. Yeah, well, he's on the live tour. I don't care what he thinks.
I don't think he will because I don't think Brooks Koepka cares what anybody else thinks.
Well, he is a listener, Randy.
Yeah, but I don't think he cares.
Navy Brad says, have Keon next time there's a break, show you the items I bought in there so you can see them. Yeah, Navy Brad brought us presents on his birthday.
Can't believe that. Thank you, Navy Brad.
Really nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, he also just wants us to see it in case somebody decides to steal them.
Well,
just really
so
take
then we'd
inventory.
have some sort of video evidence.
Right. The Jet says, I heard Rudolph. Am I the winner?
No.
Did somebody say Rudolph?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody said anything, Jet. So no. Lost Toby says, where is Nathan's hot dog eating contest on the post list? Oh, on the whether it's a sport or not? It's not a sport.
No.
0% not a sport. Walter Mellon says barrel jumping's awesome. I remember growing up, going to the Roadrunners games and watching Rocky the Roadrunner jump some kegs. Full on kegs of beer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
you remember that, Jeffrey? You and I, we did a lot of emceeing for the Roadrunners.
That's right.
Apparently, it's not in the Olympics because of injury concerns.
Barrel jumping?
Yes.
Yeah, good. It's not a sport. Big George says breaking man health news. Yeah, I'm not reading it.
too painful, or
No, it just doesn't even seem like any kind of news. He says the World Health Organization has said the sweetener aspartame it causes liver cancer, maybe some other problems. So don't drink the aspartame. Why is that man health news?
Gee, who saw that coming?
Yeah, I think we always knew that was probably going to be a tumor grower. You know what I mean? Fubar 1000 says, back in the days of video arcades, there was a game called Evil Knievel. A lot of barrel jumping in that game. I never played Evil Knievel. Did you, Randy?
No.
That sounds like a fun game.
I used to play a pinball game called 8-Ball Deluxe, but I don't recall seeing an Evil Knievel arcade game.
I feel like pinball is as close to a e-sport as I would ever allow.
Why not? I mean,
because
you're moving, you're
right.
You're activating the flippers. I mean, you're the one that you got to have some skill and moving that silver ball around.
Still not a sport. Wilbur says, knowing you guys, you'd probably love to take me out and play lawn darts with me. Go ahead, laugh it up. He's just writing blind jokes for us now.
Why would you do that, Mr. Wilbur?
We didn't even think about that.
We would not take you out to play lawn darts. Passerbys would be murdered. It just would not be right. The Whopper says, bowling is a sport, then curling is absolutely a sport. No, it's not. Denied. He says, also, can Randy adjust the bunny ears? Maybe put some tinfoil on them or something? They're working on the 1580 problem right now, everybody. Rough Rob says, afternoon, guys, play that freaking hot song again. Yeah, maybe we'll a little later. We're not a music station, so, whenever we feel like it.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, was that Fish Tank singing that friggin' hot song? No, but I tell you what, if anybody, I bet he could rival that one.
Yeah.
King Kitten says Channel 12 and Channel 15 has forecast high temperatures Saturday, 119 is what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Here at the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, we've got it 118. We're calling for 118 on Saturday and Sunday.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, King Kittens also says, remember the awesome classic TV commercial with Uncle Sam barrel jumping on skates?
No.
Can't say that I do remember that.
No.
He says there was an Evil Knievel pinball video game that could be found in a bar in Las Vegas, still on Fremont Street.
But I got to tell you, Evil Knievel was the man back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely right.
I mean, all the kids wanted to be Evil Knievel.
I didn't want to be Evil Knievel, but I thought it might be fun to do some of the things he did. Even back then in the 70s, late 70s, you saw Evil Knievel and all you're thinking is, I was like 8 years old. I'm like, that man's an alcoholic and he's going to die because everything about him was moments away from death on a near constant basis. And he was always working a Bud Buzz. I'm right.
He had to be
constantly. And that was part of the thing that made it interesting. It's like, I think he just softened himself up for landing by making sure he was good and liquored up. Fubar 1000 says, is co-ed naked volleyball a sport?
No.
He says it was in my day, but go ASU.
Only in the sense that all forms of volleyball are a sport. I don't know why you have to be that specific about it.
I think he's just really interested in naked. And why co-ed?
The problem with co-ed naked volleyball is the game never gets over with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Turns into something else. And then when they change sides.
Yeah. Navy Brad wants to know if being a sniper is a sport.
Can be.
No, it's not a sport.
10 points.
It's colossally unfair. Blissful Hayes says there is no doubt that Joey Chestnut is the greatest sports athlete of all time. He's dominated his sport for many years, except for he's just a gluttonous bastard, and it's not a sport. It's not a sport.
He's very good at what he does. Sure. What he does is not a sport.
I can't even call it an athletic competition. It's just not a sport, you know? I'm glad you enjoy it, but that don't make it a sport.
Gluttony is not a sport.
No. Parlay J says, I'm basically Evil Knievel drinking 9 Diet Cokes a day right now. That's no, man, you're a petri dish. You need to see a doctor.
Speaking of aspartame,
yeah.
You have a lot of it in your body, and I don't know. That doesn't seem wise.
We may have to change your nickname to Lumpy. Blissful Hayes says that Coyote player isn't as dumb as that felon in Vegas throwing furniture out of Caesar's window while kidnapping some woman. Well, that ain't dumb. That's just evil. Bruno Baller says, I recall that Evil Knievel action figure and accessories. They were pretty popular back in the day then there, Jeffrey. Oh, yeah, I remember that thing where you pull the little plastic thing and you go and do wheelies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I had a football helmet and I spray painted it white. And then I hand painted the Evil Knievel stars.
Right,
on there.
right.
I thought I was Evil Knievel.
Yeah. You had to make sure the stars are in the right place, or people would accidentally think you were a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You just didn't need that in your life. Rough Rob says beer pong is not a sport. You're right. It's not.
No, it's not. You're right. Yeah.
Don't know why that was never in question. Rectinator says, I like clearing my barrel daily. Okay.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Fubar 1000 says, Jeffrey, come up, do the show, do the draft party, play golf, do it. 90 minutes away, 15 degrees cooler. It's fun. It's a sport. What are you talking about, man? First off, there's nothing that's 90 minutes away that is going to be at a temperature that would ever make us go outside. So whoever it is.
Who texted in?
Fubar. I don't know what he's talking about. He didn't text in maybe I'm missing part of his text.
See in Sedona somewhere?
That's not 90 minutes away, man. That's still like an hour and a half away.
Well, maybe for you.
Well, the way I drive, it's probably 45 minutes, but I'm trying to be nice to the rest of the people who listen.
Is it an hour and a half, 90 minutes?
90 minutes, hour and a half.
What's in 90 minutes? No, it's 90 minutes. No, it's an hour and a half away. That's longer.
Okay.
I'm just messing with it. Lost Tobit says, is long distance peeing a sport? No, it's not. No.
Mm-hmm. Impressive, but no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now Blissful Hayes is baiting me. Is WNBA a sport? Yes. No, 90 minutes is 90 minutes, Lost Toby. An hour and a half, that's like forever. I love how people think I'm serious.
I just thought you might have misspoke. I was just like, oh, wait, hold on.
So, all right. Can we just move on now? I think we should move on. You know, we got to make sure everybody knows how things are supposed to work here for the Christmas in July with Kasai contest, where you can win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. And here's what you're supposed to do. You listen to the Daily Blender, and every hour we're going to give the name of Santa's reindeer. Sometimes it's so subtle, we don't even catch it because we all sort of take turns mixing that name into conversation. So you have to be paying good, close attention. And, when you hear the reindeer name, you text that in right here at 888-368-1580, and you'll automatically be put into the drawing for a $50 gift card to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Also, remember, keep track of all the names given during the week and text those in on Friday for a chance to win another $50. So there you go. Whopper says, hey, if the WNBA is a sport, then curling's a sport. Okay, you need to stop. Everything is not compared the way you want it to be. The Whopper is sitting there, well, if bowling's a sport, curling's a sport. If WNBA is a sport, then curling's a sport. You're going to have to just let go. Curling is not a sport. 0% a sport. It is not a sport. Bowling's only a sport so we don't get fired. The WNBA, technically, no, that's a sport. That is a sport.
It is basketball. Yeah. It's basketball. It's not different from other basket. It's basketball.
Yeah. By the way, I don't like this. And let me show you guys a little something here. And it's not just because it's the Yankees. You see that? They have sold that space on the arm of the jersey.
Yes.
$25 million.
Yes.
For starting now.
Yes.
I guess for the year. They're paying $25 million a year. Star Insurance Company paying the damn Yankees $25 million a year just to be on their little arm patch there.
I think all the MLB teams have those on them now.
I hate every one of them. I wish that nobody would do it. I don't know. I mean, it's just, come on. Isn't it enough that you have advertisements on the green screens of the boards that are back behind everybody, and you got ads everywhere on the damn screen? Now you got to put one more on a jersey right there. I'm just tired of it, man.
And they project the ads onto the floor or onto the field and
baseball
all of that stuff.
Or football.
Well, those are the TV sponsors that
well,
do that.
if you watch the local stuff, the local broadcast will have a local sponsor as well.
Right. But those are the TV sponsors. I mean, the ones in the ballpark and the ones on the players' uniforms. Those are the ball team sponsors.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's
still like a lot. It's still just
it's
too much.
becoming NASCAR.
I don't like it. I've never liked it when it started creeping into the NBA and they started putting the patch on the, that right corner of the jersey. I've never been a fan of that. I don't want to see ads on jerseys because I just think you open the door to what soccer is in everywhere, really, where the jersey is an ad. It's not even the team name on the jersey anymore. It's just an ad for whatever corporation just paid the highest amount of money.
You mean that you don't want these poor, destitute, broke, poor team owners that have to pay out all these millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars for players to play the game? You don't want them to make a few pennies on the side, Keon? Is that what you're saying? You wouldn't overlook some of these signboards and sponsorship deals, Keon, so that these poor, broken, destitute ownership groups make a few dollars on the side, Keon?
Now that you put it that way, I should really think of the billionaires and the hard times that they're going through.
Who said billionaires? I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the poor.
Oh, I'm talking
poor owners.
Yeah, they have to keep their billions.
Yeah, I saw
they
that.
Could lose it at a moment's notice.
Saw that ad for the billionaire show, and they were saying this is a hard time for billionaires. So Randy's right. Think of somebody other than yourself, Keon.
I'm just thinking about what an eyesore it's going to be when those poor billionaires, take the Arizona Diamondbacks jersey and it doesn't say Arizona or Diamondbacks on it anymore, but Geico.
So, here on this radio station, we do a few things. We try to keep the commercial breaks as short as we can. And, so you guys hang around longer and, nobody wants to hear commercials all the damn time. And, you also get one commercial at a time. You know what I'm saying? And the people who do pay for the commercials, they get their money's worth. They get heard one commercial at a time. But then when you start looking at these jerseys and you start looking at the boards and you start looking at what's behind, all the stuff that's on the screen and everything that gets projected to a court or a field or wherever, this inundation of all these different things. And when you say, well, the culmination of that would be a NASCAR like kind of thing. And the thing that always strikes me about that is when you see the NASCAR jacket, how many of those sponsors actually get any sort of benefit from this? You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, I was thinking about getting some insurance from State Farm, but then I saw Progressive on a car that was racing and I decided to go with them instead, or any other product or thing. What is the benefit? Because you get lost in a sea of other advertisers and it's a constant assault on the eyeballs. You see what I'm saying? I don't know that they're really getting their money's worth there.
Even if the guy wins and then thanks all 45,000 of his sponsors, you forget all of them, basically. It's just a giant list of people paying money.
And would you decide to make a purchase based on any of those 45 things they've just said?
Well, no, I think the purpose of that is just to keep it in mind. Just
I was going to get a Dodge, but now I'm going to get myself a Kia. I mean, no, you're not making life decisions based off these things.
I hope not.
You would be
I sure hope
surprised
not.
how many people do.
I mean, I assume that they're paying the money because it's working. Even if it's just keeping the company in your mind. Just when you think of insurance and someone, if you were to think, oh, what are the 5 insurance companies I should research? They want their company to be one of the 5 you think of.
I mean, if it's one of those things where you're just branding and you want to make sure your name is everywhere, okay, I kind of get that. But then the problem with NASCAR and now with Star Insurance for the Yankees or whatever is it's not big enough. And in a sea of others, you'll be lucky to even be noticed.
You lose.
Well,
if you're not the main sponsor, you're kind of,
you just saw it.
Well, because it was this big on the thing and they did a giant news story about it.
And there it is.
Well, we're not going to do this for every single one of these.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember it was a big deal when the
Star
NBA
gets lucky, no one else does.
Started. Yeah, it was a big deal when they started putting the patches on the NBA jerseys. We don't talk about it now because it's not a big deal anymore. So nobody thinks about who the jersey sponsor is for XYZ team.
You know, as they say, when a city has all the lights on, they call it light pollution because it makes a reflection in the sky and you can't see the stars as well. Well, that's what all these little damn ads on jerseys and all these advertisements that are constantly all over your screen. It's just eye pollution.
It's noise.
And it's not. It's counterproductive, I think, for the advertisers. So that's why I like radio, because you get one commercial at a time and everybody, you either learn from it or you benefit from it. So just saying, stupid Yankees. That's really the biggest point I wanted to make. Stupid Yankees. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
There's a storm coming, crackling with lightning, pounding with thunder. A storm that crosses all borders and oceans. This is the NFL. Coming this fall, experience all the regular season games, playoffs, and the ultimate prize. Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas. The NFL returns to 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 58.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. The cause says, hey, all this love for Evil Knievel. about Super Dave Osborne, huh? Oh, yeah. God,
Super Dave was my hero.
Bob Einstein, funny as you get. Amazing comedian. And yeah, Super Dave. I could watch Super Dave forever. It was always funny. Always funny. Thanks for reminding us of that cause. Bissell Hayes says, you have to understand professional sports isn't about winning anymore. It's about making as much money as humanly possible. Well, that's just dark and true. Big George says, WNBA is a sport, but I want to play devil's advocate. They actually use a smaller basketball in the WNBA than men. The rims are the same size. Doesn't seem fair. So what? Still a sport. Has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And I've already made the argument that the rims should be lower to the average height of a female NBA player, and nobody thought that was a good idea. So you probably just keep that to yourself. Chosen One says, hey, can I have a tequila, please, Randy? And he says, I believe last odds on the Cardinals win total this year, 3.5. You picking the over or the under?
I'm going over with that.
I'm going under if you guys know it's good for you. I know we've had this argument over and over, but that's just a fact. Keon, over under 3.5
of
the Cardinals win
winning
total.
I will go over.
Kiss ass. A Wings 22.
I didn't say how far over.
Says
it's just hard to win just 3 games in a season.
A Wings 22 is drunk already, I think. He says
we can only hope.
Light hate the ads a little less if Hal gives the money to Ohtani.
So might hate the ads a little differently if the Yankees go ahead and spend that money on Shohei Ohtani and bring him to the Yankees.
No, I don't want to hate him. I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope not too.
Rough Rob says the best advertiser is Top Fuel's John Force, even though he sounds like he's still going fast when he's blurting them out. I don't know what he said.
John Force has been a funny car driver and team owner for many years in NHRA, and he's in his 70s and he still goes 300 plus miles an hour in his Top Fuel funny car, and he's got a ton of sponsors.
Okay.
And he's always at the after each run when they interview him on TV, he's always he rattles them off in quick succession.
Oh, that's it. That's another show. Secession. There's 2 shows. My wife was like, she saw that billionaire show. She saw an ad for the billionaire show, and she's like, "Oh, I want to watch that." I'm like, "Oh crap, that's not good for me." Because she's going to see all these dudes run around with billions of dollars, and eventually she's going to look at me like, It's I can't live up to that. Oh, speaking of billions, you know how ESPN started cutting jobs and firing everybody?
Oh yeah.
Well, now the word on the street is they're open to potentially selling an equity stake in ESPN. They're looking for a strategic partner in the business. Bob Iger is saying all this. He also says, yeah, by the way, the whole, how Disney owns ABC. Anybody want to buy that? We can just, we're open to spinning off ABC if anybody's interested there,
Wow. Disney is really hurting, huh?
Yeah, Disney's ready to get out. And I think that actually makes sense. They started laying off a bunch of people. They've made the numbers look better. So now we're for sale. Disney's like, we're keeping the mouse, but everything else must go. You want ESPN? We'll give you ESPN 2, 3, and 4. Come on down. Buy ESPN. It's like it's a sale. You want ABC? We'll throw in the cable networks too. Come on down. Let's do this. Bob Iger is crazy and he's making deals.
Maybe he'll dress in some sort of chicken costume.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of my clucking mind.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on down to Bob Iger's sale. Yeah. Blissful Hayes says, what's so comical about John Force's car?
Nobody said it was comical.
I don't know what he's talking about.
That's what
I think somebody said the way he rattles off his sponsors is comical.
Well, I'm going with that's a bad joke because it's a funny car.
And, funny car.
Oh, if that's the case, then you got 2 in the penalty box right there.
Mm-mm. That's not good. 888-368-1580. So this is one of these things that Matt Ishbia is, he is the salvation of the Suns. And, you ever hear that term, better lucky than good? Well, that's a term. This guy, better rich than smart. Because Ishbia is going to make it happen no matter what. He says, we're going to win at everything we do. And whether that we're going to go out and get the most expensive guys, we're going to get the best coaches. No matter what, he's going to throw money at this until the Phoenix Suns have a championship. And I kind of love it. I mean, don't you, Randy?
Yeah, finally, there's a guy here in Phoenix that's willing to spend money. The last time we saw something even remotely close to this was when Jerry Colangelo was throwing money into the Diamondbacks, and they brought in Randy Johnson, and they brought in, Kurt Schilling, and they brought in all this talent from across. They were going to win a World Series, and by thunder, they did it.
Yeah, he spent smart money. Matt Ishbia is spending crazy money. He's just like, do it, make it happen. Get that one. I want that one too. This one over here. Yeah. Yep, let's do this.
And look, I think it's exciting to have a guy that's actually going to open up the wallet and spend. But cautionary tale, just spending money in basketball does not win you championships. We've seen teams try to do it before. I remember when the Nets were purchased by Mikhail Prokhorov, and that guy showed up and said similar stuff. We are going to spend whatever it takes. And he got the most expensive players, and that team didn't do anything in the playoffs. And now he doesn't own the Nets. Joe Tsai does. So I just want to just caution the money, the spending isn't what wins it by itself.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Look at what the Nets just did. They had KD, and they had Flat Earth Guy, and they had James Harden out there, and they thought that by having this trio, this was surely going to. But I think everybody in the industry thought, this isn't going to win anything. But if you look at what he's doing here in Phoenix, it seems like there's been some thought to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't just been throwing money at the most expensive players. There's been some planning and some thought about how do we assemble a championship caliber team? You know what I mean? He didn't go out and get a Flat Earth Man and James Harden and throw them in there and say, okay, we're going to win everything. There's some thought to this. He's got KD. He's got Book, who's in his prime. He's got now he's got the cat from Beal from Washington. There's been some planning to this, kind of like what Jerry did with the Diamondbacks.
I put asterisks on planning. You know what I'm saying?
I think there is some planning, because to get some guys
impulsive.
I don't think it's impulsive,
because I don't think so either.
I think the Beal thing was maybe impulsive.
Well, the impulse comes from the fact you're going over the luxury tax, and you're going to do it repeatedly, and the impulse is don't care, make it happen.
Well, the thing is, the reason why they had to move with the deal trade as fast as they did was because if they got the deal done before the new CBA kicked in, they wouldn't be penalized as badly. So it wasn't just make happen, spend money. There was some thought to, if we do it now, we're not going to have to pay as much as if we do it later. And then they surrounded those guys with highly efficient three-point shooters, which to me is also a good plan. Guys that are going to be able to make open shots when the three guys you're paying a lot of money for inevitably get double teamed. You've now got an offense that can actually score some points, even if those guys are not taken out of games, but there's more attention paid to them. So I do think there's a thought process there. I'm just saying, as a warning, the guy that's spending crazy money isn't great just because he's spending crazy money.
Yeah, no, there is a thought process there, but it's an impulsive one. Instead of playing things out over a couple of years, he's like, buy it now, do it now, make it happen now. I'm not saying it's completely feckless, but there's a little reckless.
There's a little new owner syndrome going on there,
Mm-hmm.
where it's I'm excited to be in a position where I can be the decision maker on a basketball team, and now I'm going to be making tons of decisions that cost a lot of money.
Navy Brad says, since the Suns owner has a mortgage company and has my mortgage at 2.25%, you think he'll pay my loan off? No. You got a great rate there. What are you complaining about? It's a damn good rate.
Yeah, it is.
Glendale Runner says, somewhere there's a Saudi prince saying, maybe we could improve our image if we bought ESPN. Actually, no, that would go the other way. Even the Saudis are like, no, thank you. Not doing that. Bliss Lay says, if ESPN wants to increase viewership, they need more live pickleball. You know what? That's a 5-minute penalty. Put a 5-minute penalty on him.
Wow. Who was that?
That's Blissful Hayes, just for getting on my damn nerves with the pickleball. Lost Toby says Ishbia is signing Otani as a motivational speaker.
That could be true. Yeah.
Emotional damage. Wiz says KD was an impulsive buy. Beal was genius and leverage.
I don't know that KD was impulsive. I don't know that KD was impulsive.
And he was also connected to the team even before Ishbia got there. I think Ishbia showing up and going, hey, I'll make this happen.
Yeah, do it now.
See, this has been in discussion for a long time. James Jones was pursuing him for a long time.
Hey, who is this? It says, hey, fellas, I've been surfing for the last 6 weeks throughout Western Indonesia for my annual surf trip. Missed y'all and the world's best terrestrial radio program. Nice to be home, baby. Who the hell's that?
Well, I don't know, but
7177. Who are you?
Wow.
Do you remember anybody as a surfer?
I don't know. This is a
I don't know. This is great though.
New number who dis situation.
By the way, you terrestrial radio. Terrestrial radio is correct, but you can always take us with you on your phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
On your app, we're free compared to satellite radio. So if you missed us, you didn't have to. That's all I'm saying. And by the way, your name didn't show up. So 7177, who are you? Donnie says they could call it SESPN, the Saudi Entertainment Sports Programming Network.
That's a good point.
Says, by the way, Suns fans suddenly loving what they've complained and hated about for years with what the Lakers and the Yankees of the sports world did. Funny how that works.
What are you talking about?
If you can't beat them, join them.
and yeah, look, it's of course it's the thing you're going to complain about when your team doesn't spend money. Why wouldn't you complain about that? But clearly you have to. If anything, they're making up for lost time.
7177's Rye Guy. Remember Rye Guy?
Rye Guy.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
It has been a minute.
Welcome back, man.
Welcome home. And it seems like you've had an amazing. How long have you been gone? How long has that been since you've been out there doing that thing? All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, let's move on and talk some other stuff. We got to get some NFL football today, too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Would you like to access some of the equity in your home without refinancing? No reason to refinance and lose that great low rate that you have on your current mortgage. Desert Equity Lending can get you the home equity line of credit you've been looking for. It's fast, it's easy, and it may not even require tax returns. That's right. We can use bank statements to qualify you. Most banks require at least 2 years of tax returns and many other supporting documents. When the big banks say no, we say yes. You can have your home equity line in as little as 15 days. We have a simplified process that helps get you a home equity line of credit in half the time using half the documentation that the big banks require. It's never been easier. Call now, 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Find out just how easy it is to get a home equity line of credit without jumping through all the hoops at a big bank. Call Desert Equity Lending at 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. Desert Equity Lending MB 0906989 NMLS number NMLS 173369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. One of them shows it's a little bit slow going, trying to get rolling into some stuff here, but that's all right. Screaming Eagle says, "Hey, are the Suns going to have a good defense this year?" I know they got a couple new linebackers. I'm not sure about the defensive line for the Suns, but I know that they did pick up a new quarterback, right?
Suns, Jeffrey.
Yeah, a new cornerback. Yeah. I'm just messing with the doctor. Come on. You're not helping. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they'll have a worse defense than last year. I mean, they actually, I think that Beal improves the defense, and I think some of these bench players too, right, Keon?
Yeah, I mean, with Beal, it's a consistency thing. I mean, you got to, when he's dialed in, he can defend. But you know, you're playing for the Wizards. Are you dialed in? So that's a question there. But I think it's a lot of it comes down to what Frank Vogel wants to do, how he wants to set up his defense. You know, how he wants to use DeAndre Ayton, whether or not DeAndre Ayton buys in. All of that stuff is going to be a factor on whether or not the Suns have a good defense. But the pieces are there.
Yeah.
They're going to be a very big basketball team. So there's that. I think that helps. You have that length, you know, passing lanes are going to be more clogged up. And then, you know, what Vogel likes to do is have a 7-footer and then funnel guys to the 7-footer and where he's supposed to stop whatever action is going on. So,
right. So we got a defensive minded coach. We got a couple of guys who are capable and probably, if coached up right, should be pretty damn good. Right, Keon?
Yeah. And I expect that. He's been successful building good defenses just about everywhere he's been except Orlando, which is a team that didn't have any talent. So, you know, Indiana, great defense there. LA, great defense there. I don't see why that trend breaks because they've got the talent here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're going to have some good defensive players. Nobody's going to go bust through the line and hit Mason Rudolph over the head with a helmet or anything. But as far as defenses go, I think they should be just adequate. It's more, no matter what, this is just going to be a lights out offensive minded team anyways, shooting from all over the place with a lot of accuracy, right?
Scoring is not going to be a problem for this team. Yeah, I think they are more likely to outscore opponents than just straight up stop the other team from getting buckets. But like, I mean, Durant, efficient score, Beal, efficient score, Book, obviously efficient score. They're going to score points.
Let's see. Navy Brad says, I say, if anyone asked about pickleball, one more time, give them a game misconduct. Well, thank you, Navy Brad. We've already begun throwing penalties on people for the pickleball thing. Blissful Hayes says, I don't think the Suns are close to a championship level team. Of course, you're going to say that. You're always hating on them. He says, no one plays defense and they haven't signed a quality starting point guard.
Durant plays defense. And if I'm not mistaken, Eric Gordon has been a very quality point guard basically everywhere he's been in the league.
Yeah,
so no,
he's just hating. Blissful hater. Is
Not
what we should call
one
him.
thing you said there was accurate, man.
Should we change his name to Blissful Hater? I might actually, I'm not even kidding. I might do that to this guy. Parlay J says, I heard Ishbia is signing Vegas Naked Guy as an assistant coach. This is random. Oh, that poor guy. I hope he's been cleared. Somebody slipped him a Mickey. Come on. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey and Keon, zip it for 1 second. Okay. Randy, our quarterback, may be able to play in week 1. And if he does, let all the naysayers step aside.
Well, I mean, I would think that would be wonderful if he could, but I don't think that's going to be the case. They're not going to let Kyler Murray come back too soon. I know Kyler Murray wants to be back. I know he set a goal to be back week 1, be out there as the starting quarterback. But I mean, honestly, when you look at what kind of the injury that he's had, yeah, he's young and yeah, he's made of rubber. But I don't think that he's going to be the day one, week 1 starter. I can't see that happening. I mean, I could be eating my words in week 1, but I don't think so. I think he will be back sooner rather than later. And I know he is working hard. I did appreciate his comment today, though, saying, look, it's a new regime. You've got to take accountability of your own actions. But listen, if things start going wrong, we all need to look into the mirror.
Yeah, see, I read that with a different spirit, I think, than you did. I didn't read that as him saying, accountability the way you saw it. I saw him saying, here's what I saw. I'll be coachable, but we all have to look in the mirror if it's not working. I've got to respect the person or understand the ins and outs of the rhymes and reasons for what we're doing. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be coachable. I'm going to do it the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's where right there, that's where it turns. But if the bleep ain't working, at some point, we all have to look in the mirror. Here's what I heard him say. I'm going to be coachable, but if anything goes wrong, it's not my fault. They better be ready to look at that it's not working and it's their fault. He is already making excuses for bad play and saying, oh, no, won't be me. I'll be coachable. I'll be doing stuff. But if it doesn't work, we got to look over here at these guys. That's the way it sounded to me.
Now, the way I understood that is that here's a guy that played for a dumbass for his entire NFL career. The Cliff Kingsbury, that offense is insanely simple, never varied, didn't change up enough. And it was obvious to everyone that the coach was a major problem of all the things that were not happening. So if that's your only experience, it's like, yeah, no, I'm going to follow what's going on here. But if stuff isn't working, like I have experience where this stuff doesn't work and we're just not going to talk about it.
Sure. But I don't think in his mind this applies to him. The attitude that I get, he says some people are able to take the harsh way and I am naturally that way. So now we've learned something about him. He's harsh. And he says, no, maybe I need to give him a little love. He goes, I'm learning that kind of thing. So yeah, basically Kyler Murray admittedly has been kind of a jackass about things, ready to blame everybody but himself, I feel. And right there is him. He's setting the table for what might happen or what's likely to happen. Hey, I got to respect these coaches. And if I think, basically, if anything goes wrong, they're wrong. I'm not wrong. And I don't have to put up with it. That's what I heard. That's what I'm reading right here. I don't know how you can hear this any other way.
Well, because you'd have to assume that that's how he feels. Like you're assuming that he's basically going to not put any blame on himself at all. And I don't know that that's necessarily true.
He thinks he will, but he won't, because he's already laying the table for blaming the coaches. I'm going to be coachable. I'm going to do what they say. Whatever they say, I'm going to do. But if that ain't working, they better look in the mirror. That's exactly what he's saying. Rye Guy says that, oh my God, here's what he's been up to. 6 weeks. He's been everywhere. And he has listed a whole bunch of places. The Texas jumped off. That was weird. I saw it in the preview. I'm having issues with the text line. So if I skip some text or read something wrong, please forgive me. He says, I assume the Suns' new coach isn't a quiet man. And he's very vocal. Oh man, we gotta give
right
him
up, right off the bat.
6 weeks. Now we
right
gotta
out of
give
the
him
old.
a 2-minute penalty. 2-minute penalty, just as a warning, please. Donnie says, have you guys watched The Quarterback on Netflix yet? It's pretty good. Maybe Jeffrey will think Kirk Cousins is a likable dude and not the Hitler of the NFL quarterbacks. Where does he get that? I never said that. I said he's a bimbo. He's a dope. I don't think he's very smart, but I never said he was a Hitler or that he wasn't likable.
No, Kirk Cousins is incredibly likable if you've ever heard him talk.
Yeah, he's easy to listen to. He uses small words. I mean, he's not very bright, but not unlikable. Mr. Pringle says, because Beal will be a willing defender. It'd be insane if he is.
He has been. I'll just tell you, as a guy who's watched his entire career, it has happened.
Let's see. Boomer Sooner, we're not talking pickleball. Don't give me the thumbs up emoji. I'm going to sue you for that. Remember, the thumbs up emoji is like, you just signed a contract. And he says it is
legally binding.
Give Boomer Sooner a beer, would you? Rough Rob says, Suns should pick up Lillard while they're at it. I agree. We can afford him. We can definitely afford him.
You can't because he's available only via trade. So
we can afford anything, Keon. So we can afford anything.
You have to match contracts. So you're going to be giving away people you just signed to fill out your bench.
Blissful Hater says, you guys don't know bleep about basketball. No, Keon is such a dope about basketball. We've been meaning to tell him this for quite some time. Just haven't had the heart.
No, it's just you've got DeAndre Ayton 7 feet tall and Kevin Durant 7 feet tall and Devin Booker, who has shown his willingness to play defense, and Bradley Beal, who when the Wizards were actually a team that made the playoffs was playing good defense alongside John Wall. No, I just haven't seen that at all. I don't know anything about that. I haven't seen anything about that. Nothing.
I really wish you were better at basketball, Keon.
Yeah, me too.
Jeez, Keon.
Me too. My jumper's broken.
I think I need to talk to your mom. Can we get her on the phone?
I would rather not.
I think that she's the only person who can whip you back into shape.
On this particular program, no, I'm going to pass on.
I'll have my mom on the show. Randy'd have his mom on the show, but she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah. Just saying.
And when she was alive, she'd be a little confused. She had dementia, so.
Oh, no.
Not back when we were doing the morning show back in the 90s.
That may have driven her to have the dementia right there when we were doing the morning show.
Why did all the women in your life blame me for everything?
There was only one. And you see where she's at.
Yeah. I'm just glad I was proved right. That's all.
Well,
ta-da! You've been like Barry Bonds. You've been vindicated.
Yeah. Well, no, I have legitimately been vindicated.
Yeah. If you only knew, Keon. If you only knew.
Oh boy.
So Kyler Murray says his goal is to be back for the season opener.
Yep.
This sounds like a bad idea. And if you saw him throwing the football in that little video with his dad, oh no,
I don't like. That's what we were just talking about. I don't think Keon. I don't think Kyler's going to be back for week one. Now he may want to, which I appreciate him pushing to be back, and I appreciate that intestinal fortitude. But I don't believe the Cardinals are going to, and the doctors for the Cardinals are going to release him for week one. I mean, it might be shortly after that, and I applaud his effort. But I don't think.
I mean, he's allowed to have that as his goal. Sure. But the fact of the matter is, most ACL tears, the recovery time is 9 months to 12 months. So if he's ahead of schedule, it's still not in time for week 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How much of his contract is guaranteed? An awful lot of it, right?
An awful lot of it, but not the whole thing.
You know, remember I told you I have a torn hamstring back 10 years ago, and it was nagging for quite some time. If I knew there was $100 million free and clear, if I just pulled that again, I wouldn't care about my hamstring. I would not give a damn about my hamstring. Kyler Murray's like, yeah, let me get out there. I want to play. Oh, my knee. And he gets all the money.
I really don't think
I'll take out an ACL, an MCL, an MCI, a CIA, an ABC, CBS, NBC. I'll take out Fox. I'll take out every single part of my knee for $120 million.
I just don't think that's how Kyler is. I think he legitimately wants to play.
I legitimately want that money.
You'll get it either way. In fact, if you play and hit some incentives, you'll get more.
No, I just want that money so I can go home. Give me the go home money. What is? Oh, I'm serious. Could you look that up for me?
Yeah.
I want to know what Kyler Murray's go home money is. I'll be honest. If he seriously isn't trying to just get the money, and he seriously does want to play, and he seriously wants to succeed, he better take his time. He does not need to be back on that field for probably half the season at the minimum with that injury from when he got injured. So. Do you have the number or no?
Not quite. We'll have to get to the other side.
All right. It's a third hour coming up next. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Shop end of season deals during the truckload event at Lowe's. Right now, save on major appliances and get an additional 10% off in-store clearance appliances. Plus, take up to 70% off select vanities, like the Allen & Roth Vanity Combo. Was $1,399, now $409. Get great deals now. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/19. Exclusions apply. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air in a public place in front of your kids and their friends, Mom, is the wrong way. Using STEM mosquito repellent is the right way. STEM effectively repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. An extra crispy filet loaded with hickory smoked bacon, cheese, crispy onions, and sweet honey barbecue sauce. It tastes just like summer, but like the good part of summer, not leaving the tent door open and waking up to a swarm of mosquitoes, 2 chipmunks, and 1 very, very large woodchuck. Anyway, try KFC's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. It's a barbecue in every bite. That's finger-licking good. For a limited time at participating locations while supplies last, prices may vary.
Imagine if you had a chance to change a child's life, to protect our public lands, to help our veterans, to create a healthier Arizona. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you have the chance to make a difference. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2. What?
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, it's Christmas in July with Kasai, and with this possibly 20 days in a row of 110-degree heat, something to take your mind off that. Yeah, Christmas in July with Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. You can win a $50 gift card from Kasai. Simple as this. Listen to the show. Every hour, we're going to give the name of one of Santa's reindeer. It's not going to be announced all fancy. It's not going to be in your face. It's going to be subtle. And the reindeer name is going to be kind of worked in normal conversation. So you really got to pay attention to catch that. Once you hear the daily name, you text that in, and you'll be in the drawing for $50 gift certificate to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Also, keep track of all the names given during the week. Text them in on Friday for a chance to win an additional $50. So there you go. Be listening, and hopefully you'll win. 888-368-1580. So Donnie was asking about the show Quarterback on Netflix. Is that out yet? I knew that they were getting ready to do that. I think it's been released. I guess if he's asking, it must be. Patrick Mahomes is in that. I wonder if they're. What kind of show is this? Is this like a behind the scenes thing? Are they going to deal with his brother's sexual assault of a bar owner?
No, this is about the position of quarterback and the mentality and watching film and trying to understand the defense and the pressure and all like
kind of like what Gruden used to do with the quarterback coach thing. X's and O's.
I mean,
and stuff.
yeah, I mean a little bit of that, but it's also it is gonna go kind of into how being a quarterback affects your life with your family and all that other stuff from what the trailers seem to show, because they showed Kirk Cousins with his kid and all of that. But no, they're not going to get into the legal stuff because this is something that all these guys signed off on. So
they show Kirk Cousins with his kid. His kid's explaining to him how to read a defense and trying to help him remember the playbook.
Now, Dad, this is a cover 2.
Is that it? Oh my God. So it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Kirk the Himbo Cousins. Who's the other one?
The Himbo?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota.
He's not a starting quarterback.
He was last year.
Was he?
Yes.
Is that when they shot this thing? Was last year?
Yeah.
Is that what?
It's from last season.
Ah.
Okay. Oh. Well, man, it took him a while to get this thing out, didn't they?
I mean, yeah. All the footage they had to go through to make sure that they had the right stuff, and yeah, it takes a while.
So have you seen any of it?
I haven't, because I didn't know that it was out yet. But yeah, apparently it's out.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll watch some of it, but I'll let you know if it's dumb. But yeah, I haven't seen it. If you've seen it, if you're listening, let us know. What?
Came out yesterday.
Oh, okay. If you've seen it, let us know if it's any good there. Okay. Rough Rob says, "Is it really Christmas in July? Feels like hell out here, fellas."
Oh yeah, yeah. It's pretty hot out there.
Christmas in spirit, because
it is hot outside.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, "My tip snip text from earlier. I only have one Jewish friend, and that mofo gave me the wrong info. I'll never trust him again, except when it comes to finances." What are you talking about? What did he? There was nothing. Oh, he said there would be a great place of a bar mitzvah at Kasai.
Tip snip.
It
all comes into focus now.
I don't think anybody Jewish wants to have a bris at Kasai.
It all now is starting to fall into place.
I think you're lying.
Obviously, you want to have your bar mitzvah at a Japanese steakhouse. I mean, come on. What I just don't buy it. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that.
Where your tapping chef can perform your bris right at your table.
Well, he takes the circum
with
and
flair.
he throw it into somebody's mouth. Like, no, What? Why are you doing this? Sorry, have it. So I'm really sorry, everybody. Have it.
Cue the text. Cue the text from Just the Tip, please.
Boomer Sooner says, Keon, this heat is breaking me right now.
I'm right there with you, man.
What do you want Keon to do?
Yeah,
He's
you're
running the
Keon.
controls for the radio
I
station.
turned my
not
AC
the
on in my
weather.
house at night, and it's midnight before the house cools down.
Navy Brad says, I wonder if Kirk Cousins' kid gave him a hard time about being his first round loss. You know whose kids? You know whose kids were giving him a hard time? Said, "You're not very good football player, Daddy." That was the guy with the eyebrows.
The guy with
we
the
couldn't believe
eyebrows.
he was a quarterback last year. Come on, he got a good concussion. Oh God,
Marcus Mariota. I mean,
no. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Just the last name we thought of.
With the eyebrows.
Think of a really bad quarterback lately that you couldn't believe was still a quarterback.
Really bad quarterback.
I can picture his face, like serious stubble and thick eyebrows. There's a P in his name.
A P.
Maybe it was with the. Oh God, this is killing me. I gotta look it up. I think he was a Raven. The Ravens quarterback from the past.
You're talking about
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Flacco. That's it. His kids did that to him. His kids were sitting there like when he was just, I think in his last year, they're like, why are you playing? You're not very good.
Oh my God.
He had to put up with that.
Yeah, he actually wasn't terrible. I mean, he was
ever since the
Joe
concussion.
Flacco,
He
but,
was never. Donnie says, did you hear that Phil Rivers is expecting his 10th child? He is the Sean Kemp of the NFL, isn't he?
Well, he isn't because it's just one woman.
That's a good point. No,
Just
that is
his
good.
wife.
That is
Yeah.
a good point.
Sean Kemp is kind of everywhere.
Big George, you can go to hell.
Wow.
He says, we're having a heat wave here in Carlsbad, California. High got up to 79 today.
Never mind.
Shut
I
up,
actually
George!
100% second that motion. Big George,
See?
you can go to hell.
Go to hell, George. Y'all thought I was just sitting here being needlessly rude. No, you
No,
go
that's
to hell.
actually the only response.
Beer Bob says, I know it's only summer league, but the Pelicans are beating the Hornets right now, 16-0. Like 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Has a
This is
team
like,
ever been shut out in a quarter? Ooh, that's a good question. Has a
No,
team?
this is like spring training baseball. That's what
I'm
this
gonna-
is.
I'm going to actually Google this. Has an NBA team ever been shut out?
Hey, Big
in
George,
a
while they're looking this up,
quarter?
it's currently 112 here.
It's never happened.
Clear skies, 112. Severe weather outlook, excessive heat warning in effect until December.
The least amount of points ever scored by a team in the NBA is 18. Somebody lost. Wow. I don't know. Fewest points in a quarter is 2, and that was set by the Dallas Mavericks in 1997 and the Golden State Warriors in 2004. But no, there has not been a shutout unless Keon has found something.
No.
I kicked your ass on the Google there, didn't I?
No, actually, I was just looking up. Since you already said you were looking it up, so why didn't?
Well, just give me this.
So I was, yeah.
I thought we were
okay,
competing.
You kicked his
I thought it
ass,
was a
Jeffrey.
race. That's-
You
I
kicked
saw-
his ass.
No, I was
Jeffrey.
just looking at who's even in this game.
That's all I
Absolutely
needed.
kicked his ass.
Just needed to hear that. That's all I needed. Blissful Hayes says Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, what?
No, it wasn't Peyton Manning. No, it was Joe Flacco. We found our answer. Thank you
Oh yeah, moving on.
for texting in.
Last Toby says DK Metcalf is showing signs of CTE right now. He said these are the top 5 wide receivers of all time. Number 1, Antonio Brown. Number 2, Randy Moss. Number 3, Terrell Owens. Number 4, Jerry Rice. Number 5, Julio Jones.
DK Metcalf is not showing signs of CTE. He's young and he hasn't seen the greats before him.
Yeah.
And that's why.
He mixed in a couple of old heads in there, but for the most part, yeah.
But it's easy for him to see the great wide receivers that he saw growing up and the impact that they left on him. He's obviously not going to have the same affinity for Jerry Rice as everybody who actually got to watch Jerry Rice play. I mean, he's just young.
Yeah, and you got to give credit where credit is due. Even though Antonio Brown is insane, I mean, I think that's fair, right? He is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's the only reason he's not playing football right now.
Yeah.
Being on the Steelers there, whenever Ben Rapesberger was around, he was doing great. But then when other quarterbacks would come in, if Ben got hurt, it wasn't quite as good. Kind of hard to keep your stats going when someone like Mason Rudolph is throwing you the ball. He was so bad. And is he still back with the team? By the way,
he is back. He is. I'll tell you exactly how far down the depth chart he is, though, because he's not
7,
even
8 down?
within striking distance of.
Are you talking about
starting.
Mason Rudolph?
We are talking about Mason.
Mm.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Steelers are saying, Darnell Washington, our first round pick, was Broderick Jones, so he's going to be fine on the line. But our third round pick, Darnell Washington, we're still teaching him. We're getting him going. And like, are you kidding me with this? You needed to draft a wide receiver who was plug and play and ready to go. Don't you think?
You would think so. Also, Mason Rudolph, he is third on the depth chart there for the Steelers after Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I mean, this is who they have to throw to. Is this right? Am I reading this right? Yeah, Pat Freiermuth and Zach Gentry. Aren't those tight ends?
Yeah, Pat Freiermuth is a tight end.
So they want Darnell Washington to be a tight end? I thought they needed him to be a wide receiver.
I mean, he's a very athletic tight end. Like, he's a guy that you could play as a very large wide receiver. Like, that's kind of his. That's just his build. He's just a very athletic guy, kind of.
Steelers are in trouble this year, aren't they?
I mean, not really. They drafted George Pickens at wide receiver. I think that's a really good draft pick. He's insanely fast, has good hands. Just needs to stay healthy. Allen Robinson, they picked him up, and then they got Deontay Johnson, who was pretty solid for them last year. So,
long as Mason Rudolph ain't throwing to anybody, then maybe they'll win 3 or 4 games. But I don't think the Steelers are going to have a very good year at all.
It's Mike Tomlin. They always win 8. At least
there's going to be a year where that doesn't happen, and you know it. It's coming.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not going to bet on it.
Tiger Paws. Yes. Lost Toby says, "Oh, look at Keon using logic. Next thing you know, he's going to be mathing on the show too."
Now hold on.
Don't you come around here mathing.
No danger of that happening.
I was told there'd be no math on the program.
How dare you math in here?
Sitting there I was trying to calculate a tip from lunch earlier, and I really needed my calculator for that in a way that is embarrassing. And I will not go into the details of what numbers I had to add together that I needed a calculator for. Okay?
This show will always ruin you for math.
We are not mathing around here.
Yeah.
Big George says, "Thanks, Randy, for the weather update." You give a weather update?
Yeah. Well, you guys were Googling. Well, you guys
sorry.
were having your Google Foo race.
My Google Foo is strong right now.
Well, yeah, it's very strong. You kicked his ass.
Yeah.
We weren't even looking up the same thing.
George says, thankfully, the temperature has dropped to 76. Go to hell, George. Boomer Sooner says, "Keon, you got to leave that AC on all day. But you do. You leave it on at like 80 degrees, so it's a little easier to catch it back up when you get home. It costs more to cool down when you get home than if you leave it on all day." He says, "I work for Train AC. I know what I'm talking about."
It's on. It's just to get to a temperature that I like. It's not.
What do you have it set at right now?
Yeah, what is yours?
I got it at 78.
Oh,
that's not very low.
Wow.
I keep mine at 73.
I can't put it lower than that. I can't afford to have it lower than that.
Oh,
I had it lower than that last month, and the bill that came back to me, I'm still sore about. I'm still very ill about that. That's I can't.
You're sore about that.
I have it as low as I am willing to pay for it.
You can always come into the office as early as you want. We have TVs, couches, refrigerators.
I was here at noon today.
Move on in, Keon. You're fine.
Yeah,
then sometimes I make sure I have some extra work afterwards too, just to not go home so fast.
Bless your heart.
No rush. I've been there, man. Been there. Wilbur says, "Do you think the phrase Tar Heel came from a day like today when the asphalt is so hot that your heel gets stuck in the tar?" I honestly don't know where Tar Heel came from. Where did that saying come from? Why do I worry about where that came from? Now I'm kind of worried about where that might have come from. Guess what? Google Foo is being performed in the control room, and Keon will let us know. Heavy Metal Maniac, yes. Let's see. 73. Okay, money bags, says Donnie. I mean, I leave it 74 upstairs when I'm downstairs. So my wife we both are on the same temperature. So it's not just me. My wife, if it's 74, she's like, oh my God, why is it so hot in this place? So it's not just me. You know, she makes money too, you know. Eye Candy said, yes, you are correct. I'm just letting people know that they did catch the reindeer name earlier. So Tar Heel, did you find it?
Yeah, here it is. This is from the University of North Carolina website. Workers who distilled turpentine from the sticky sap of pine trees burned pine bogs to produce tar and pitch, often went barefoot during the hot summer months, and undoubtedly collected tar on their heels. To say that someone is a rosin heel or a tar heel was to imply that they worked in a lowly trade.
Okay. Why would you walk around barefoot in that crap?
Didn't want to
ruin
ruin
your shoes.
your shoes.
Accidentally gotten pitch, the sticky pitch from a tree on your hand?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to ruin your shoes.
Oh my God.
It was North Carolina in the 18th century.
That is the worst.
You had probably one pair of shoes and you weren't going to ruin them at work. So you just dealt with it on your feet.
How did you get it off your feet? Because then you put your shoe on and you never get your shoe off.
I know when I used to use pine tar in baseball, you just, afterwards you'd just get a lot of dirt, some rocks, and you'd rub your hands together, and then you'd wash, and it would take some scrubbing, but you could get it off of there.
So glad I never had to do that for a living. Now, I've done a lot of stuff. Don't think that I've only just ever done this. I have done stuff. I'm glad I did not do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, 18th century North Carolina doesn't sound fun. Just
no, not for anybody. No. I don't want sticky hands ever. So I'd be like,
so probably the pine tar job is not your job.
Excuse me. Can we talk about this?
Yeah. So we have to touch this with our hands?
Yeah. I think, is there something else I could do? You can shut the hell up. That's what you can do. King Kitten says, I'd like to talk about the time of use energy plan and super cool in your home and saving money. Some people do that. We were on the time of use thing. I always forget when the time of use is, so it's kind of useless for me because it's like my wife will walk around. What are you doing? You've got both the washer and the dryer and the pool pump going and that fan. What are you doing?
Yeah. Burning energy.
Oh, is it now? Oh, sorry.
Burning energy.
Oops.
I was just trying to get all my chores done.
My bad. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some more NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
With NFL training camp starting and later on this month, a look at season awards and the betting favorite for the honors of AP NFL Coach of the Year. That belongs to Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell, plus 1,000 to win that award. Matt Eberflus of the Chicago Bears, plus 1,200. Sean Payton, who's just been hired by the Denver Broncos, also plus 1,200. Robert Saleh of the New York Jets, plus 1,600. Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, plus 1,600. And Arthur Smith with the Atlanta Falcons, also plus 1,600. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code HEAT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT.
It's the middle of summer when your AC stops working and your safe haven becomes unforgiving terrain.
Why must get to water? Honey, call someone to fix our AC unit.
I did, and they're already here.
How long was they out?
Summers in Arizona are brutal. That's why thousands of Arizonans depend on Desert Diamond Air. From 24/7 emergency service to diagnostic checkups to full replacement, Desert Diamond specializes in both residential and commercial HVAC systems with competitive pricing and experience to service and repair all major AC brands. And with federal tax credits up to $2,000, it's a great time to replace your AC system. Go to desertdiamondair.com or call 602-362-4599. That's 602-362-4599. Or search Desert Diamond Air on your mobile phone today.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Pleasure here on 1580 The Fanatic. I regret to inform you, the Arizona Cardinals are betting favorites to have the NFL's worst record. Arizona's plus 225 favorite to finish the regular season with the fewest wins.
Why you beating me up the last couple of days about this?
I'm not beating you up.
Why you just keep
reporting the news, sir.
Keep shoving it in my face. Why you want to do that for?
You know what though? I wish it was the Colts this year. I wish it was the Colts this year to get Caleb Williams. Now I think it's going to be fun seeing the development and hopefully the utter stardom of Anthony Richardson. But I'll tell you what, I went through last year knowing we were tanking and we got our guy. And I see this is about to happen for you. I'm excited for you. And then you're taking this as a big negative. And I just see this, all sorts of possibility. You got a new GM, Monty Awesomefart. You got a new coach, Gannon.
Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, sure. And, the possibilities.
Yes, sure, whatever.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. The coach, who's I can't even remember, but the possibilities.
I'm just saying, if you guys just suffer through, you just did a 4-13 season.
Yeah.
What's a 1-16 season? I'm just saying, just to get you to the promised
Is that
land.
what you're predicting? 1-16?
It would help. It would help make sure you got the first pick.
Because there's some pretty stiff competition out there.
Yeah.
But the Texans are still going to be very bad.
I'm not giving you any more than 3 wins, and that's generous.
The
And I'm
Tampa
not
Bay
trying to be
Buccaneers.
mean, Randy. I want you guys
I
to
didn't
do
say
well.
you were trying to be mean. I mean, it was just you beat up my quarterback last hour, and now you're beating up my team.
Well, I beat up your quarterback because I think he's a douche. As far as your team goes,
Is he
I want
blinded by the light?
best for your team. I want the best for your team.
Hmm.
My wife, also being a fan of the Cardinals, life is better when the Cardinals are playing well.
You
You,
know, I
guys
gotta tell you,
had that 10-win season. It was great around here.
I got to tell you, I'm still going to predict the Cardinals to win every damn game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I just want you to take heart, dear friend. Take heart.
It's always beating me up about the Cardinals.
I'm not beating you up.
Just don't know what I did to you.
It's
that you would
not
have to
your
beat me up.
fault that Kyler Murray is a turd. It's not your fault.
Wow.
Damn.
I just think he's a bad leader.
I just wonder what it's going to be like if we indeed get the first overall pick, and if we indeed go get this Caleb Williams, who I'm still not positive that this would be the savior of the Arizona Cardinals. I would still love to see us trade that pick and go get I don't know, somebody that's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams.
Well, we can argue that next year during the draft. You know what I'm saying?
You can say that the Cardinals are tanking all you want to, but I refuse to believe.
Randy White will never tank.
And I don't know that you can trade for a quarterback better than Caleb Williams. That you can also
said Carson Wentz.
Yeah, no, it's
you just want that to happen so badly, don't you, Cam?
No,
so you could just every week you could just go Carson Wentz.
That is not true. Okay, it's a little bit true.
See,
but no,
I knew it was in there.
But
I
knew it was in there.
Cardinals should have him.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody had a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, with Carson Wentz.
It's your turn, Randy.
Just if he goes through the whole blender, then we all understand. We've all walked a mile in each other's shoes.
That's all right.
No,
I pass.
But
it's
I just
hard no for me.
Trading for a quarterback better than Caleb Williams that you can actually afford. I don't
care about affording. Haven't you seen the trends here in Arizona? It's about spending millions and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, on a soft salary cap team. That is in a sport like the NBA where the salary cap is not strict. You can't do that in the NFL.
Bring in a Lamar Jackson to Arizona. Lamar Jackson to Arizona.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No.
Is this true? I didn't see this. Tiger Paws is saying that Kyler Murray said he's not worried about getting replaced by another quarterback because he says we're not going to lose another quarterback. We're not going to lose enough games to be, to get the first place pick is what he's saying. Did he really say that? So he's basically going to do just good enough to not have the Cardinals.
So now
have the
you're
first
saying
pick.
that Kyler Murray is going to intentionally go out there and do
He's going
just
to
well enough.
go out there and win games.
No, he's gonna. Yeah, he obviously wants to be the quarterback.
Do you hear what you're saying?
Bastard.
He's not trying to win games.
Kyler, get with the program.
No player out on a field wants to lose. What? Players don't tank. GMs tank. Coaches tank. Owners tank. Players don't tank. So if you play him, expect him to try to win.
I don't think they want him to play.
I'm going to laugh so damn hard if the Cardinals get 7 wins this year. I am going to laugh so damn hard.
Never heard anybody laugh so damn hard at being under 500.
I don't care. Just the abuse that I've been taking. If we get 7-game win this year, I'm going to laugh my hiney end off.
I'll be impressed. I don't expect that. I'll be honest. And listen, it's not like I'm rooting against you. I'm not rooting against you.
Oh, I don't think that at all.
I want what's best for you and for this program. If I were a Cardinals fan, I'd be all about the tanking. All about it.
I don't know. Michael Bidwell has, I don't know. I'm still not going to pick them to lose. I am not going to buy into tanking.
I wish my team could.
Yeah. Fifth letter says, Randy, with all due respect, you are out your damn mind.
Thank you.
Caleb Williams is the next big bleep. Trust. Watch all USC games this year, and they'll come back. Yeah, he was the reason that SC was savage as they were.
Yeah. Kevin Kolb was the greatest thing ever. We got him, and he flame out. Matt Leinart.
Everybody in the NFC East was laughing at you when you signed Kevin Kolb.
Matt Leinart, who won the damn Heisman, the greatest quarterback to ever step on a football. Yeah, he came in flamed out.
As a Texas fan, I could have told you that one.
Just absolutely flamed out.
Matt Leinart.
I don't give a fat rip about rookie quarterbacks anymore. I want somebody with some experience on this team. Bring me in an NFL quarterback. Anyway, go out and make a deal for one of those headliner quarterbacks.
It's going to be an old guy on the verge of retiring.
No.
Those are the only dudes that get traded.
With the Sea Chickens last year. I mean, what's his face up there just got himself $30 million, contract a year.
And if they knew he was that, we wouldn't have been able to pay anything for
it. It could happen. Maybe Carson Wentz comes here and all of a sudden it all clicks for him. When we win 15 games and all you all are sitting around watching me with your tails tucked between your legs.
No tail tucked between the legs.
15 damn wins, Jack. That's what I'm going for.
So the Cardinals are the plus 225 favorite to finish the regular season with the fewest wins. After that, it's Tampa Bay plus 850, and then Houston plus 900. So but the Cardinals are getting all the action right now.
I would almost feel like just Tampa Bay might be the sneaky team to take there.
You think they might bottom out, huh? They need a quarterback like nobody's business, man.
Correct, and they don't have to try. The best quarterback on their roster is Baker Mayfield.
Creamsicle. We need the creamsicle.
Next quarterback on the roster, Kyle Trask. Next quarterback on the roster, John Wofford. They don't have
the
to,
touchdown maker.
They don't have to try. It's, Mike Evans is there, but Mike Evans is going to miss his annual 6 games a year.
his yearly 6 games off.
I mean, I don't know which 6 he's going to miss. It could be 6 in a row. It could be one here, one there. But he's missing 6 of them.
His family has go bags. It's vacation time.
They all have bags.
They're all packed by a door. Yeah. So now we have to wipe the smile off of Keon's face.
Oh, no.
He knows what's happening out there. He's been trying not to think about it. He's tried not to even read the stories, but they are saying there are serious issues that are complicating the final legal negotiations between the NFL and Dan Snyder. There are some people saying that sale might not go through because of these problems.
Could you play anything else?
This music is actually perfect for this conversation.
I understand. It might be a little too perfect. Might be a little on the nose.
And John Gruden is the one that took you down, my friend. It's John Gruden out of left field. You know why? Because Roger Goodell and Dan Snyder, they're like, we got to get this guy. So they started leaking emails, not realizing it would fold back around on them. And now here's Dan Snyder saying, hey, I need to be found harmless of any future issues. I need amnesty. I need
complete
all
immunity.
I need all the T's, anything I can get, or else is it. So yeah, you got to protect me. He seems like, remember you watched The Untouchables, and the bookkeeper's like, you got to protect me. Oh God. So yeah, Dan Snyder's like, I didn't send any emails. Roger Goodell, what? They totally weaponized Gruden's emails against him. Oh yeah, by the way, Sean Payton, idiot. And Sean Payton is just such a jackass. He's just a dope. I mean, he's Kevin James. I think he might actually be Kevin James. He's emailing Gruden. I never paid the COVID fine, you jackass. You're the only dumb bleep that they actually paid the fine for the COVID. So now people are reading this going, oh yeah, hey Gruden. I'm sorry. Hey Sean Payton, you owe us $100,000. You gotta write that check there, buddy. 150,000, please, right here.
Dude, why would you put that in writing?
Yeah,
ever from any email account.
Well, you guys keep talking it, but it doesn't surprise me. These are football coaches.
He called him on the phone and was yelling at him. You idiot.
They're not brain surgeons. They're not biochemists.
Okay, that's true.
Football coaches.
I'm not exactly asking him to send people to Mars. Just don't tell everybody the thing you got away with.
They can't help this. Are you kidding me?
I got fined. I didn't pay it. You moron, Gruden. Stupid. You paid it? Oh, you're stupid. I didn't pay anything. In fact, I stole a bunch of stationery out of the lobby there. I like the way that side table looked. I took that with me too. What's the matter with Sean Payton?
I don't know.
So, anyways, yeah, this
so
whole
Dan
thing.
Snyder somehow on the verge of just blowing up everything that's about to be good about this year for me.
Nope, he's like, not doing this unless you promise that they can't come back after me later on. You're at the point where you're like, fine, do it. Just do it.
I mean, I am at that point. I want Dan Snyder out of my life. I would like to never say his name again. Just be somewhere else. Take your billions of dollars, go on a yacht somewhere, and just be out of the existence of my life forever. Just forever. The thing is, they're going to vote on this in 7 days. He's about to blow this thing up. 7 days from freedom, from daylight. I can't believe, I actually can't believe this. And I don't know why I'm shocked right now. It's the most Dan Snyder move to, selfishly
he wants
try
complete indemnity from any future allegations.
No one can promise that. Like, if the government comes after you for all of your schemes and scams, who can promise you that there's complete immunity? Like, the league might stop, they might, fudge the Mary Jo White report or whatever. But I mean, if Congress is still looking at you and going, we can still make an example out of this guy, who's supposed to protect you from that? That's you dumbass. It was just,
this took a turn, didn't it? Boy, Keon was all laughing and happy at Randy's misfortune, Kyler Murray.
Because it was football misfortune. It was like on the field misfortune.
This is football misfortune.
This is not just football misfortune. This is like we can't even be good at football because the owners suck for 25 years. We're just trying to get to be like our drama. I'd love for our drama to be our quarterback pouts. Our drama is like 6 women got molested somewhere. That's not, I want normal football drama. That's what I want.
Our quarterback pouts.
Yeah. Kyler Murray pouts. You sit there and we're sitting there doing a whole show about he's on the bench all alone by himself. And I'm sitting there going, man, if that was the worst thing going on with my team, I would be over the moon.
Yeah.
Instead,
I'd have a watch party. All my friends would come over.
We have women working inside, the football team, the Washington football team, the Commandos over there, talking to each other, going, yeah, make sure you're wearing pants when you walk up the stairs because we have creeps that work here. I want normal football drama. And I'm 7 days away from having exactly that. So, of course, Dan Snyder, the bastard, has to blow it all up. Of course he does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he do that?
By the way, Jeffrey, you're welcome. I was wearing pants today.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I actually went over to Randy's house. We had to swap some equipment. And I know, just like the women who work for the Washington football team, I knew that I had to say, hey, please have on pants when I come to the door. Please have on pants.
So I did. I wore pants today.
I know what they're going through. A Rectinator says, grew up in a 1-bedroom house, had no bed, slept on the couch. Sometimes I slept on the floor. No lie. My life, you know nothing about. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but I'll tell you this. When I was a kid, I slept on the floor quite a few times where we did not have furniture. We were poor when my dad was in business for himself. We actually had money when he was working for other people. He was just bad at business. So, yeah, I remember fluffing up a bunch of blankets on the floor and trying to make it comfortable. I've slept on many a floor when I was a child. So, just because I'm doing okay now, don't mean I don't know about that life. Trust me. I would have loved to have slept on a couch. Problem is, when we were at a place where we're staying with somebody and I was sleeping on a couch, my brother was at the other end and your legs are going up by each other. And he was taller, so his feet were by my face. Oh my God, that sucked. I'd rather be on the floor than on the couch. Why is he yelling at me about not knowing his life?
I don't know.
May have been a text in error.
You want to
Because my air
errant-
conditioning is at 73.
An
I've
errant
earned
text.
that.
it's like a whole lifetime.
I've
to get
worked
there.
very hard and earned
I wouldn't be too hard on them.
my air conditioning at 73.
You know how we get these errant texts every once in a while?
Yeah, it's the Erectinator. I don't know why I care.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. An extra crispy filet loaded with hickory smoked bacon, cheese, crispy onions, and sweet honey barbecue sauce. It tastes just like summer, but like the good part of summer, not leaving the tent door open and waking up to a swarm of mosquitoes, 2 chipmunks, and one very, very large woodchuck. Anyway, try KFC's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. It's a barbecue in every bite. That's finger-licking good. For a limited time at participating locations while supplies last, prices may vary.
Would you like to access some of the equity in your home without refinancing? No reason to refinance and lose that great low rate that you have on your current mortgage. Desert Equity Lending can get you the home equity line of credit you've been looking for. It's fast, it's easy, and it may not even require tax returns. That's right. We can use bank statements to qualify you. Most banks require at least 2 years of tax returns and many other supporting documents. When the big banks say no, we say yes. You can have your home equity line in as little as 15 days. We have a simplified process that helps get you a home equity line of credit in half the time using half the documentation that the big banks require. It's never been easier. Call now, 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Find out just how easy it is to get a home equity line of credit without jumping through all the hoops at a big bank. Call Desert Equity Lending at 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. Desert Equity Lending NB 0906989 NMLS number NMLS 1733669. Conditions and restrictions apply.
1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Big George says, why is Keon yelling? Dan Snyder, that's why.
I think that's obvious, and I think that actually it is the most reasonable yelling that I have ever done.
No, absolutely right. Yeah, he said, blew out the speakers in my stereo. I don't believe you, George. I don't believe you. I'll see you sitting there at home with your turntable / cassette player / AM FM stereo. Hey, he blew my speakers. Navy Brad wants you to know that your auto warranty has expired. God damn, they'll follow you anywhere. Heavy Metal Maniac says, hey, did you guys see the good news about Corbin Curl? What a guy. He went to his Corbin Carroll, I think is what he meant. He went to his little league baseball team that he used to play with, and he went in there and he sat down and he signed autographs for the kids the day after the All-Star game. That dude is awesome. Yeah, he spent some time with each and every one of those players and signed stuff for them and just gave them some words of encouragement. That was pretty cool. That was nice.
Yeah.
Megatron says Cardinals should definitely be tanking no matter what. We should be tanking. Tanking to trade or even take Williams. I'll take under 2 wins for plus 700. Okay, Megatron. Hey, good to hear from you too, by the way. I mean, I noticed you started texting in again there. Kiss the Cook just texted the F word very loudly.
Which is, fitting because that's how I feel inside.
Did he drop something on his toe?
I don't know. He actually texted this in at 5:32 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And then because he was trying to type. I see now. He was trying to say something and he kept typing the word over and over and it never made sense. I have no idea what he was trying to he was trying to type there. No wonder he got upset. All right, this show's weird. Let's talk some more football. Kadarius Toney is a liar. Kadarius Toney is probably going to be a great wide receiver according to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is saying many nice things about Kadarius Toney's talents, but then he got on Twitter. I guess what happens is there's this issue where some Giants fan sent Toney a direct message saying, "I miss Daniel Jones. You miss Daniel Jones." And Toney sent a voicemail in response that said, "You talk about I miss Daniel Jones?" And he said, then he started just cursing him out, just swearing. And he says, "No, it's Jones who misses me." And then the fan's like, "The hell is this?" He posts the audio publicly. And then Toney goes, "Oh, my apologies. I got hacked."
In a voice recording?
Yes, this sounds exactly like Kadarius Toney. Who hacked you? You?
Maybe
sounds like you.
Maybe it was Frank Caliendo.
And if somebody hacks a phone, is the first thing, like say Frank Caliendo, hack the phone. The first thing you're going to do is start swearing at people as Kadarius Toney. If I was hacking a phone, I'm not swearing at somebody as Kadarius Toney. I'm taking his bank account information. I'm taking every little thing I can get. I'm not sitting there yelling at some nobody is swearing about Daniel Jones missing me.
Frank Caliendo does that quite frequently,
And even if it was Frank Caliendo who was just like, "Hey, no, I guys, check this out. I'm going to ruin his life." You're going to impersonate Kadarius Toney?
Yeah, why not?
Impersonate people we know what they sound like.
This is comedic brilliance. Are you kidding me?
What does Kadarius Toney even sound like?
Well, I'm sure he studied up on him because he just did a spot on, fake Kadarius Toney.
The only one that could. I mean, Kadarius Toney says he got hacked, and I, for one, believe him.
Well, I do too. It's that comedic brilliance of Frank Caliendo. He can do anything.
See, you remember Spider-Man right there. He's like, his uncle dying there on the street. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, with great power, you use it for good or you use it for bad. Either way, I don't think that includes swearing at somebody in a direct message about something that doesn't matter. You use the great power to benefit yourself or to hurt someone else. This isn't that.
Or just own it. I mean, playing with Daniel Jones was really bad for Kadarius Toney.
I got hacked as the new I'm going to rehab. You know that? Anytime somebody ever did something bad in the 90s and the 2000s and they got busted, they're like, "Oh, get your ass to rehab." And then nobody can talk to you. Nobody can interview you. So like, he went to rehab to take care of his issues. Oh, that's so brave. And you forgot about what they did. Now I got hacked. Oh, well, that could happen. Anything else that could happen.
The thing is, usually it's somewhat believable if it's just text, because if someone could hack you, they could impersonate you by typing stuff. But no one can just hack you and then sound exactly like you with the very specific grievance that you have.
Well,
and send it to one
Toney
guy.
Should have yelled to something different. He should have said, "AI, I got AI hacked." AI. Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a deep fake. They're faking my voice.
Even AI would be like, "I have no idea what Kadarius Toney sounds like either." Coom says, "Deny and blame all day with AI. It's AI." Hefty Lefty says, "Can you get me the email for Walter Mellon? I still owe him $80 from a Raiders Broncos bet from 2021. I did not forget. I did what? I don't remember this. $80. Tell me the story behind that, Hefty Lefty. Do you remember that, Randy?
No, I barely remember yesterday. Are you kidding me?
An $80 bet. Why 80? Why not 100? Why not 75? How did it become 80? That's very specific. Lacrosse guy says, gents, missed you guys. I've been back east. Well, we missed you too. Welcome home. And, find your seat. I don't know what else to say.
Welcome home.
You were never dismissed in the first place, but it's glad to have you back.
Big George says, didn't you guys actually hack the morning show once when they left their Twitter account open on the computer and you posted like you were them? I have done that several times, but that's not a hacking. If somebody leaves an account open and then I start posting about myself in very nice ways, I have done that many times. Gotta love that Jeffrey O'Brien. Let me just tell you about, and then I just go on and on and on. And people are like, oh my God, what is with that? That gal in Palm Springs, she weren't bright, so she left hers open a lot. And I had a lot to say about me. You'd have thought she was in love with me because of me. I think everybody nowadays knows better. I don't come across too many logged in computers, if you know what I mean. If you know what's good for you.
Yes.
Hefty Lefty says, yeah, it was a season series bet. Each game was $20, but if it was a sweep, there was a bonus $40. Well, okay, so Raiders and Broncos, you guys played twice. I see what you're saying. So they became 80 because
so he lost 40 on the games.
Raiders
it was a season series sweep. He
right.
lost another 40.
Right. So the Raiders beat the Broncos twice. So it became $80 rather than 40. Got it.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'll try to hook you up there. Good man, Hefty Lefty. Yeah. Waiting 2 years to try to get help paying up the bet. Yeah.
It only took him 2 years.
Do what you got to do,
Well,
I didn't pay
like,
that COVID fine.
Yeah. If he's like us, though, memories aren't great, so it's not intentional. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for oh my God. I started reading it.
Back to the Future.
Marty, your kids. They're a-holes. Yeah. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1934, Babe Ruth of the New York Yankees became the first player to hit 700 career home runs when he connected against right-hander Tommy Bridges from the Detroit Tigers at Navin Field in Detroit. Only Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, no, that's it, have reached the 700 mark. Albert Pujols currently has 675 and the only active player with even 500 or more. Yeah, it's
wow.
I think I've got that right historically. Only Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron have reached the 700 mark.
I concur with that. Yes.
Thank you very much. I don't want to hear another word from another person about it. Because only Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron have 700 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fight you in the street if you say otherwise.
Not on this show.
Yeah.
And cue the text from Blissful Hayes.
We talked about why that is yesterday, but that's all I'm going to say. Hefty Lefty says, no, I've got the money. I've been waiting for remotes, but then he didn't show up at the draft party there. No, okay. Well, Walter Mellon, I'll try to, next time he usually texts in earlier in the show, Hefty Lefty. So try to remind me tomorrow or something. We'll get this sorted out. All right. So, we don't have much show left. I think that we'll
just want to walk off now, or
I'm out of here. Can't take it anymore.
See you, Keon.
Oh, well, actually, no, I do have something for George since I know he is paying attention. Remember I told you the other day, Ozempic? Remember that? Ozempic. Poop my pants. That is making everybody poop their pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's causing something else that's more serious, George. A wave of suicidal Americans on Ozempic.
Oh, jeez.
They've received 60 reports that people are getting suicidal. So, George, if you ever start to feel sad and depressed, stop taking that poop-inducing Ozempic. There's 5 million people taking this stuff. I'm just saying, if you're in New York, you might want to take your umbrella.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess a lot of patients are reporting suicidal feelings while taking Ozempic, to lose weight. So, not everybody, but the doctors say it may be, something where, medications triggering low blood sugar. People are kind of, sad. No, hefty lefty. They didn't decide to off themselves because it wasn't working fast enough. That's not what happened. It's just it caused depressed feelings in people, I guess, because whatever reason. I'm just saying, don't trust your feelings if you're on the Ozempic. And if you start to feel that way, get off the Ozempic immediately. Give it to your ex. Oh my God. Just ship it over. Big George says, well, luckily I don't have any suicidal tendencies. I love life too much. If anything, I fear death, so I'm good. Yeah, but you're also a Cubs fan. So you are in a danger category.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. I didn't think about that.
Lost Toby says, meet me at 51st Avenue in Northern and we will fight right in the street. Barry Bonds, he says.
Who?
All right, 51st Street or 51st Avenue? I'll be there. 30 minutes. Gonna kick your ass, Toby. If I'm not at 51st Avenue, immediately drive to 51st Street. Everybody else will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can all